Really happy to be here. We're in Paris right now, live on Twitch, of course, for NationWars 3. Just the qualification period at the moment, as the tournament's not started until December. But we're all very excited to be a part of this wonderful tournament, right, Todd?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be really good.
Put your microphone closer to your face.
All right, sorry. I'm very new at this.
Yeah, I made a joke about it before, that he looks like the guy in a comedy show, where he's got like two people, and he says something, and everyone's like, you know?
Kind of like this show, actually.
Kind of like this show. Yeah. There's like people in chat like, well done, Todd, well done.
It's okay, as long as I try.
Just look at this. You can make fun of me too. I spilled water on myself.
I don't think people realize, but you actually try to clean the water that was around your lip for a second here with your shirt, and that's what happened. But anyway, it's good to be here, and this is going to be a great tournament here, starting with these qualifiers here.
Mm-hmm. Well, tonight we've got Ukraine, Italy, Venezuela, USA playing.
The start of 4 excellent days ahead of us, Funker. Of course, if you're not too familiar with NationWars 3, 16 countries are going to be playing in the main tournament. But right now, we've got 12 countries that are already qualified, or not qualified, but invited into the main tournament. And we're looking to find 4 other countries to play with them in the main tournament, and that's over the next 4 days. So each day, we're going to have 1 country join the main tournament. Starting with today, starting with the countries you've mentioned, and of course going on to the next 3 days as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we decided to do like 12 teams, and we still need to figure out who's going to join them into the main tournament. So that's what the next 4 days are going to be about.
Yep.
Like figuring out who deserves to be in NationWars 3. I mean, everybody could enter the tournament, everybody could sign up and actually try to play for the national team. And now we're ending up with 16 teams that actually want to join the other 12. So we need to figure out who are they going to be.
And it's something that, I mean, in esports in general, has been something that everyone's always loved, going back to WCG days. You played for France. You know, I played for Queen and Country. You never quite got there.
No, I did not.
But it's that
I watched all of them, though.
You did?
Yes.
Did you watch Todd
Huge
play?
nerd. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
I bet you didn't watch me play, did you?
No, because I didn't know what game you played.
If observing was a
thing back then?
Yeah, a thing, I think you'd be up there.
I would have been
wearing
there.
the French jersey.
That's right. It was just the random casters that observed back then. Yeah. Kind of like we did in 2010 before you decided to make a career out of it.
Enter the scene.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, NationWars in itself, just NationWars, nations competing against each other, has been so popular in esports for a very, very, very long time. And Gaming and yourself decided to do NationWars 1, NationWars 2, great success with NationWars 2, which leads us into the 3rd season of it. And it's going to be bigger and better than ever before.
Yeah, well, that's how I feel about it. Like, we used to close a number of teams before. Like, not anybody could enter the tournament. This year is totally different. Like, anybody can enter. If you have 3 players that fit the requirements to be in the team, which is basically being Grandmasters in 2015 in all the regions, or being a WCS player, you can enter. And that's why we see, for the first time, a Venezuelan team, like I don't even know how to pronounce it, but people from Venezuela actually making a team and trying to get to qualify into the tournament. I feel like it's a really good thing.
And I heard that a lot of countries are very excited to play in this as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, players that you never really hear of, countries that you never see represented anywhere. And here is the qualification days that we're going to have. And we'll be starting up in the top left with Ukraine and Italy, USA, and Venezuela playing. And then over the next couple of days, we have these other countries. But to talk about what I was saying is, I've heard that Japan is super, super excited to be a part of this tournament. They've got 3 Grandmaster players that are on the Korean server. And they're very excited to take on Pig, you know, and his buddies, Igers and NXZ. But it's this type of tournament that is able to bring this talent up, which we don't see very often.
Yeah, exactly. That's a really good tournament to actually make a name for yourself, because you get to play. If you're top 3 of a country that doesn't have a huge scene, for instance, Aiki for Norway has been a player that actually rose to the top via NationWars because he all killed Poland. And that's the kind of thing that you don't expect from a 16-year-old that you never heard of. You know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to France and actually beat Poland by myself. That's the kind of stories that you see in NationWars, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah, Japan, for example, 3 players in the Grandmasters in Korea is amazing.
And also Japan, like a country that's not necessarily known for their real-time strategy achievements, more so like as they would be for like
fighting
games. For example. So that's definitely a huge chance here to leave their mark on the scene of StarCraft 2.
So as you can see with all the groups, there's going to be one country from each of these little brackets here that will move forward and play in the main tournament to join the 12 nations that are already in, which are obviously the big ones. Korea's in there, Norway's in there, I guess France is in there, Germany, all the big nations. And there's a couple of good players that we have playing today and tomorrow and the next couple of days that will be wanting to join the main part of the tournament.
Well, I would say today is the story of mostly Ukraine, which is like, when you think about the European scene in general, you've always seen Ukrainian players doing really well. This hasn't been the case for maybe the last couple of years, but still, the lineup this year is actually looking pretty good.
I thought you were going to say
fire.
Ukraine's legacy on Legacy of the Void, because they've always had one of the strongest scenes. You know, players like Whiterra, once upon a time, were considered at the very top of StarCraft 2 in Europe. They've always had very strong players. And now, some of those players we don't see of as much. You know, Dimaga, for example, we haven't seen that much now. Dimaga in the beta of any game, though, in particular StarCraft, is always a massive beast. So now we're not in the beta. The game just came out, but it's definitely a good time for him to have played quite a few games and to try to do very well himself. So I think they have a pretty strong team. They're my favorite, personally, for this group.
Yeah, actually, talking about that, who do you see advancing today? Like, we've got USA, Venezuela, Ukraine, and Italy. Like, who's gonna take the spot to get qualified?
Who do you not see?
Going first. Who am I not seeing go through or is going through?
Yeah, who do you not see going through first?
Well,
and why? Debate.
I'm just going to go with the team that will go through. And I think it's going to be Ukraine today. But I think they'll more than likely play against the US for that spot to go through.
Are you sure you want to predict the same as me after BlizzCon?
Well, you did pretty bad at BlizzCon, you did. But I have confidence that if you stick with me, then we will do okay.
Yeah, but I predicted first, so you're sticking with me here.
You know, whichever way you look at it, Todd, we'll go through thick and thin together and we'll get out of this.
So what you, Funka?
I would say Ukraine too. I want to see USA. Especially with Nathanias. You do it way better than me.
Captain America.
Actually qualifying, but I think Ukraine is going to take it. But guys, we have a video of NationWars 2, so you can see what it used to be and what it's going to be this year. So NationWars 2, an endless story. Let's go.
We are doing our best to represent the country.
It is an honor for us to be representing France, in Paris.
I think it's amazing to be able to represent our country.
Thank you to all Mexicans. We can play at our best level.
It will be the best show because of this crowd.
Qui a pris split, de Daisho qui...
Ça fait super plaisir de voir autant de gens motivés, nous soutenir. On les remercie beaucoup et on espère qu'il y aura un NationWars 3.
On est tous là, grâce à vous tous, en intégralité, parce que c'est un événement crowdfundé, vous le savez. Si j'avais pas une caméra sur la gueule, je serais en train de pleurer probablement. L'intégralité du Trianon. 3, 2, 1...
Bonjour à tous, ici Bonfétude, comment ça va les gens? Est-ce que vous êtes contents d'être là? Faites du bruit!
Such a great tournament. The NationWars is something that, to me, was always missing to the Starcraft scene. There was just so few team leagues, especially outside of Korea. It was mostly always the focus was on one-on-one duel. And ever since the creation of NationWars, I've been glued to my screen watching all of these. So I'm really happy to be here casting this one.
Yeah, it's good to look at that back, actually. That video brings back a lot of memories of how awesome it was. And for me...
Nerd chills.
Oh, nerd chills. And the best part was watching you almost crying on stage,
Yeah,
mate.
it was pretty...
A tearjerker for you.
It was pretty sick.
We'll make sure that this time you cry.
You will cry.
Oh, I don't really want to cry in front of camera, but it might happen.
It might happen.
I was actually looking forward getting to the venue on NationWars 2 because I knew it could happen. You know, I knew I could go on stage and then at some point say something. It was like, oh my God, there's so many people. You know, for an esports fan such as me, like I've been following esports ever since my, I don't know, like 11 or 12 years old. So just getting to see that in a live venue in France, so many hyped up people, an amazing crowd like this always gets me because I'm like, we made it, boys, you know?
I remember watching the stream back for NationWars 2 and actually listening in French, just because of how cool it was, how good a job you kind of guys did. And the crowd was awesome. And I'm sure it's going to be a repeat of Season 3, and a lot of people are going to come back for it, and a lot more people are going to watch on the internet too. It's going to be awesome.
Every time OGaming does an event, man, it's like this. They pick an
right?
venue and fill it up with a lot of people, and it's a lot of good memories.
Then you throw an orchestra at the beginning of it. You know, you get people hyped up like this. Now that's what we do in general, and I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna be really excited when we actually reveal the venue.
Yeah.
That's gonna be hosting the finals.
That's on Sunday, right?
It's gonna be announced on the stream during the Sunday broadcast. Yeah.
So Funka, wait, you're observing, you're casting in French, you're casting in English. What's next?
I don't really know.
Well, he's also kind of running this tournament too. There's like all these things he does. I saw him messing around with the lights earlier as well. He can actually do anything. You're good, man.
Thank you.
You're the best.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be, sitting alongside you. You know, because I said it earlier, like on a tweet actually. I've been listening to you guys casting for like, I would say a little bit, maybe close to 3 years now, and I've never been able to actually tell you that you say random stuff and stuff. Like, and now I'm gonna be able to call you out. You know.
Absolutely.
Wow.
When I say something wrong, and usually you're on the observing PC, hitting the desk saying, "God, I wish you said that." You can tell me properly now, Funker. Really excited because you are going to be joining us throughout all the qualification games and days over the next 4 days. And then I imagine that you'll be continuing with English, right?
I'll be doing
a bit of both.
I'll be doing a bit of both.
Okay.
But yeah, for the qualification, I'm gonna be with you guys and with you guys for the entire process. So I think that's pretty cool. I'm a little bit nervous. I think you guys can tell, but still, I'm having a blast.
I think one of the coolest things as well we can talk a little bit about is the prize pool for this, which I think is super awesome. So there's $15,000 available in the prize pool for all teams playing in this tournament, when we get to the main stage of the tournament, that is. But one of the cool things that a lot of guys at home can join in on is that there's also going to be, when you donate on stream, 40% of what you donate goes to the prize pool too.
Exactly.
Which is really cool, both on the English and the French stream. So, you can do some math here, Todd. I'll give it to you. This guy, Freddy677, decides to donate. I'll make it easy for you.
Make it an easy one.
$20. He decides to donate $20 of his own money. What amount of that goes to the prize pool? And don't say 40%, but the actual dollar.
What amount, Funka?
40%?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want me to answer? He's asking you.
Yeah, but
I did ask
$8.
Stream, no matter what.
It's
no
$8.
Matter how easy it is.
$8.
I know, but there is always a trick.
It's okay. You go back to the comedy club, Todd. That was a bit of a joke that you couldn't answer that.
Okay, guys. Let's get back on track on this one. We can talk about the teams that we're going to have to.
We're already way off track, mate.
Yeah, we're totally way off track.
That's what we wanted.
Even though we have a lot of paper in front of us to actually help us through,
but it makes us look smart, but it doesn't.
I put those mediocre jokes
I know, it's going to be difficult to get through.
But we'll go back about the prize pool, which is actually a really interesting feature that we added to NationWars 3. So I hope you guys actually enjoy that. But let's talk about the team playing tonight. We've got 4 teams. We've seen them before. Let's take a look at that again. And let's make some predictions. Like we actually said who we thought would advance today.
Yeah.
Who's going to take Ukraine versus Italy? That's our first game. Ukraine versus Italy. Everybody said Ukraine, so that's a really dumb question of me.
Ukraine is a pretty heavy favorite, but Italy is one of those countries that definitely shouldn't be underestimated. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they've got players like Rainer, who is, even though he's really young, he's pretty darn good. Star Eagle, a very old school player, so
that's the
definitely has a lot of experience.
That's the funny thing with Italy, right? We've got the youngest player in NationWars 3 and the oldest player in NationWars 3. Because if you follow the game for as long as I do, you remember Star Eagle from 2010, 2011.
I remember Star Eagle from 2005.
What was he playing?
He
back
played
then?
Brood War. He played in WCGs in Brood War back in the day.
I finally found someone that's older than me, and that's not Whitera.
Yeah.
Feels good to not be the
one guy.
oldest
Good,
guy.
man.
But he can still beat me.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, though. He's been around forever. He hasn't been, I would say, in StarCraft 2 very competitive. He plays in tournaments here and there, kind of when he has time, because I know he doesn't play full-time in StarCraft, but he is always in Grandmaster. Every single season for 5 years straight in Grandmaster. He was a very solid, very mechanical Terran player back in Brood War days, too, and transferred right into StarCraft 2 as well.
So yeah, a really interesting team in my opinion. Like, yeah, Reinhardt, like new player, we want to see him perform. And it's as I said about Aiki before, it's the same profile, you know, like the guy that can actually make a name for himself. Because if he takes out, and that he was actually playing in NationWars 2, and he did some amazing game, especially in ZVZ, I remember, where he played amazingly well. Actually, that's his best matchup. See. ZVZ's 58%, that's Aligo-like stats.
Got that so right by 2%.
Yeah, so right by 2%. Then Star Eagle, like pretty good stats, but once again, we need to take those numbers, maybe a little bit of precaution.
He plays in a lot of Go for StarCraft Cups and, you know, Zotac Cups and stuff like that in the past, so let's kind of buff that up.
He's a player that's been around forever, and that's very easy to overlook, because that's definitely something he has played for him. As far as I know, he doesn't play with his real ID on ladder, so if you don't know how he plays, sometimes he can play very cheesy. I remember him doing a lot of Marines and just attacking and killing people. If you don't see it coming...
Yeah, he's the type of player too, where if you make a mistake, because he's such a mechanically driven player, is with the different types of attacks he can do, but he's the type of player who kind of plays his game. You make a mistake and he just continues going and just roll over you.
Yeah.
Kind of parade push style and so on. So I'd be expecting that to come into play today.
And then the question mark. Veni, Vidi, Vince. Like, nobody knows that much about that player. Actually, Imre was doing the facts. He's coming, he's watching, but will he triumph? Like, that's the kind of stuff that makes you say, we don't know anything about that guy. He registered, he got voted in, and now, is he about to take some games? He plays Zerg, which is a race that does pretty well in Legacy of the Void, to be honest. So, I don't know. I like the Italian lineup in general, like a mix of experience and new blood and question mark.
They will have to rely on Reina though if they want to advance from today's group.
That's how I see it too.
Absolutely.
Todd?
Yeah, he has a familiar name. I remember playing against him a few times, and I don't remember the games nor winning. So maybe it's a good sign that he's actually pretty darn good, and he's another one of those guys, you know, that's going to go into this tournament with maybe no expectation, but could definitely surprise us.
Let's take a look at Ukraine. So their first opponents are going to be Italy, as we said. And the Ukrainian lineup actually looks really good.
This is why I say they're the favorites today. They just got so much experience of playing StarCraft 2 at the highest level. Bly has been one of the competitors that has done some of the best stuff in the beta for Legacy of the Void. Cass is Cass. I mean, everyone knows and loves this guy. He's been around forever, the zombie Terran. And then, of course, Damaga, too, who's actually been playing a lot more Legacy and StarCraft in general recently.
Yeah, have you seen him play? Did you see him stream?
I played him in the beta. I played him, and he was really good. He was really good. I haven't played him recently.
Yeah, but compared to you, anyways, like
most
not
people are really good. But
you know?
he crushed me.
He did. He did.
But they're definitely the strongest team by far today.
Yeah, in my opinion, in that bracket of qualifiers, they're gonna be the best, and especially because it's been a joke going around, but Bly is on fire. He's actually playing really well these days. Like I've casted him in Olimo League.
Yeah.
He's destroying players left and right.
Yeah.
He qualified for the DreamHack winner.
Yeah.
Qualifying from the Eastern European qualifier, which is actually pretty down hard to qualify from, and he did it with like perfect control and really good understanding of the new units of Legacy of the Void. And I think that's something in which he's in advance compared to anybody else.
And something that really stands out for Bly in Ukraine today is that Bly has always been a very aggressive Zerg, right?
Yes.
Always aggressive. And Legacy of the Void right now, it's going to take a long time until you figure out how to defend every different type of attack and strategy there is in the game. So that just leads into his favor because he's going to be throwing a bunch of weird stuff at you all the time. And that's why he's going to be successful much earlier on, especially when you combine the fact that he hasn't done as well in WCS in Heart of the Swarm. So he's had time to invest into Legacy, and it's going to pay off for him.
Yeah, that's how I see it too. And just don't underestimate. We'll see it today, but I'm pretty sure Bly can actually surprise you in his macro play. Like he's been playing a lot of cheeses, but he's also been playing some really great macro games. So I'm really looking forward Bly's performance as well as Cass and Dimaga. We're now gonna have an interview with the two team captains. Right now. Yes. I think we're ready to go. Are we ready to go to the interview?
Are we ready to go?
We're
production
going
team?
to the
Todd.
Yes, Le Todd. Le Todd is there.
Todd.
Ponfet Todd.
The new combo.
With the interview.
Hello guys.
Yes.
What's up? So yes, hello Todd, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Really happy to be here. Thank you for having me, man.
Thank you for being here. It's gonna be a great night, and we are going to interview the two teams captains. So from Italy and Ukraine, are you there, guys?
No.
What's up?
Yes.
So they will be there in a few moments.
I love your English, by the way.
Yes, you like it? I like it also.
I reckon you should make a few appearances on the English stream.
You think I can use my French accent also?
I really like it.
Yes, you think
it sounds good.
The swag way of casting?
Every French has an accent, but some more than other.
Yeah,
yours is definitely sexy.
Thank you very much, Todd. And since we have a bit of time, we can talk a little bit. You went on an adventure the last years. You went to go from a French pro player to an English caster. Is this a new way of life for you? How does it go?
I think so, yeah. I guess I played for a very long time professionally, so I thought maybe like moving into commentary would definitely be something that I enjoy as well, and I was right, because I quite like it, and I don't have this, I guess, need to practice so many hours every day, so I can focus more on my commentary, like watch a lot of VODs. I also cover 2 games now, which is definitely a pretty big challenge. Already with how much time Starcraft is taking in my life, so now also doing some.
Are you willing to go back to practicing and training to win tournaments, or is it something you kind of?
I will not compete. Again, no, that's one thing that I told myself I will not compete in tournaments because I want to focus more on my commentating. But maybe like a few tournaments here and there for fun if I get the opportunity and if I'm allowed. Maybe I'll do it if I feel like I'm good enough. But right now, I'm not that good, I think, to compete.
I didn't have the chance to listen to the English cast. What do you think of the matches of today? Who do you think will prevail in the end of the day?
Personally, I think Ukraine is a good favorite, but now that we started looking at those team sheets and stuff where we see like who's on what team and what statistics they have, I'm feeling like this is definitely a group where it's going to be like very open in terms of possibilities. I feel like Venezuela is the only team in this group that's the underdog and that I don't think will necessarily do very well, but every other team, USA, Italy, and Ukraine can do very well, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who prevails. And since we have a bit of time, we can, because this is actually being streamed in French and in English. Downstairs, they are...
Who's translating?
Anus, Todd, Tude et Anos. Anos et Tude, qui sont donc en bas en train de traduire. Big up Anos, big up Tude, bien sûr. Et c'est vrai que Ponf et Todd et Anus et Tude, ça fait complètement eh bien le bordel. So yes, this is a double stream. It is called a duplex in French, and it means things are happening in gaming, and it's really we're really happy to welcome everybody here. I think we have the captains now on voice. Hello guys. Hello guys. Hello.
You need to sound more charming for them to answer. You need to charm them into answering.
Getting hot. Ciao. Ciao bello. Arrivederci. Monsieur.
That's about
Gentlemen.
all the Italian I know.
Well, it was a great interview, Todd.
Hey Chris, benvenuti Todd. Benvenuti.
Oh, hello, benvenuti.
Ciao caro, ciao.
Ciao, Star Eagle.
Hello there.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm fine. A lot busy with job right now. Actually, I don't got so much time to play, but I'm fine. Thank you. I'm fine.
So you're gonna face Ukraine now. You are with Veni Vidi Vince and Raynor. Did you have time to practice? Do you have? How are you feeling before this match? First of all.
Well, I think we got a hard team to play with against. I mean, Blai, Kaz, and Dimaga are pretty hard, but Raynor is very young, but is very performing right now. I got a very good feeling about him. And Veni Vidi Vince is training really hard. He impressed me pretty much in the last games he did, so I think they can do very well. About me, I didn't practice so much Legacy. I played in the last couple of weeks, and I'm starting to, figure out with something with streams, new units and stuff, new strategies. So I'm not the best in the team maybe today, but I will try to help as much as I can.
Nice.
I want to ask to both of you the same thing. I want you to give a score prediction first, and then tell some words to your opponents, their captain in particular, since you are both here. So Star Eagle, why don't you go first? Give me a score prediction, and then give a message to Blai, the captain.
Okay, I must be optimistic, so I'd say, we're gonna win like 4-2. And I guess, Blai, what can I say about this nation war? I think you're underestimating us, and we're gonna maybe, surprise everyone tonight, and maybe you go through. We'll see.
Blai, do you want to take the opportunity to do the same thing?
It's gonna be 4-0. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, Blai. How are you doing?
So, hey,
and good. Some words to.
It's gonna be 4-0, I guess. I'm pretty confident in my form right now. I'm practicing a lot. I was playing like a lot of Legacy of the Void beta, and my result was kinda okay, even more than okay, I would say. And since I'm qualified for DreamHack, I was playing like freaking much past few weeks, and I think like I don't have too much chance to lose, I think.
So that's your message? I've been playing a lot?
My message is I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry.
Okay. You're sorry for Italian people.
Yeah.
And what about your team? So Cass and Dimaga, have you been exchanging, maybe talking a little bit?
Yeah. Cass is practicing a lot too recently. Like, he wasn't playing much in beta, but he's in a good shape right now. About Dimaga, Dimaga was not playing for past months. For the last months, he wasn't playing at all because he was sick. So, like, we need to carry him, I think. But still, Dimaga is really skilled, talented player who was playing this game for like decades, I would say. And he still have a good shot to take a few points or even more.
Okay, nice. Last question before we head to the first match, and that's an important question. Who will be the first player aligned for the two countries, starting with Blai?
Me.
Blai, okay.
Me, myself, and I. 3 versus 1.
Okay, Star Eagle, who will be the first player?
The first player will be our young champion, Raynor.
Raynor, okay, nice. Well, captains, see you and talk to you later. We're gonna head and jump right down in the match. So Bly versus Raynor. We're gonna resplit the streams now. So going to the French cast and to the English cast. Stay around, casters.
Okay. Enjoy casting.
Thank you very much.
See you later, guys.
Ciao.
See ya.
Ciao.
Et donc voilà, c'est à vous les casters. Casters, it's on to you.
Hello, welcome back, guys. Well, we've got our first match. Bly versus our young talent.
Yeah.
That's a pretty exciting game, in my opinion.
I can't believe how young he is, though.
He's 13.
That's silly how young he is.
Raynor?
Yeah, and he's going to go up against Bly. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But this is going to be a pretty cool 0 versus 0. But I'm on Bly's. I mean, I'm on the same wavelength as he is. That I think this is going to be a stomp. But if anybody's going to change anything, it's going to be Raynor. Like I said earlier, if it's going to change, it has to be Raynor.
It has to be him. It has to be him. In my opinion, he's the player that can actually take a few points out of Ukraine. But the thing is, he's starting with the best player from Ukraine. That's actually an interesting pick out of Bly, in my opinion. It's like, if I was captain of my team and I was sure that I was the best player, I wouldn't put myself...
But also look at the format, too.
Yes.
Of how the games work. Yeah. It makes sense. If he thinks he's the best, Cass has played a little bit recently, Demogan not as much, Bly just wants to end this instantly.
Yeah.
And he'll continue to do so.
What about the fact that he doesn't know who he's going to play? Because before our Italian captain says that it's going to be Raynor first, he doesn't know the matchup he's going to be playing. So
I don't think he cares.
You think he doesn't care? You think
so
Bly is on fire?
For the first time in a long time, I think he's going to look to crush this. As he said, 3-0 in a best of 7.
Yes.
But more 4-0. And I think he'll do this. And the thing is, though, this match gets interesting if Raynor does win this.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's a really exciting game. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that just because I have to say it's going to be exciting. That's actually a pretty risky decision, in my opinion, to put yourself in the first slot to play as Bly. But right now we're going to have a ZVZ between the best players from each team.
Yep.
So it could go wrong really fast for Ukraine. And I need to say that again. Like, if they lose right now, there's no losers bracket.
Yeah.
You're out. If Ukraine loses right now, and everybody on the casting desk said Ukraine is going to go through, then how bad we will look?
Quite bad.
Quite bad, right?
Really bad.
Quite bad.
Welcome to a lot of you who are just tuning in now. This is, of course, the qualification days for NationWars 3. This is day 1 of 4 to come. The next 2, 3, 4th day in a row as we look to get 4 extra countries that will be joining us for the main part of NationWars 3, which starts early December, as will be a 16-team tournament, 16-country tournament.
Exactly.
And we're looking to see who qualify. And today we have the first match, which is, as you've said, going to be Ukraine versus Italy, and then the winner goes up against the winner of the next one, which is going to be the USA against Venezuela.
See how good it sounds, like Venezuela. Instantly, you fall in love with the country.
Yeah.
Actually, we have the prediction from the entire casting crew. Everybody did predictions.
Is this for the...
No, for the match. For the match that we're going to have.
Ukraine versus Italy.
So Ukraine versus Italy, here is what people say, actually.
Oh,
so
there it is.
The country, so the number on the left is for Ukraine and Italy is on the right. And actually, as you can see, everybody sees Ukraine winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know all of these guys, but the Frenchies do. So Ponf, Tude, Imre, Funka, Todd, Apollo, Anos, TKL, Brioche, and Cripsel. Everybody thinks Ukraine is going to take it.
You said that, okay, 4-1.
Yeah.
Who's the one?
I'm screwed.
Who's the one?
Who's the one who's going to take the game?
Is it Raynor?
Yes. So I'm screwed because I don't see Dimaga and Cass winning all the games afterwards. So I don't know. My prediction is already kind of
4-0, man.
Yeah, 4-0 was
this out.
Already with the clutch prediction.
Hashtag Bly on fire.
Hashtag Bly on fire.
Hashtag Apollo's predictions on fire for this tournament.
Hashtag Roddy in the club.
Hashtag Roddy in the club too.
Of course. So
are they in the game?
Yes, we are in game, but it's not launched yet. I was looking at the stats for Raynor. He actually played 122 games. And he's got a pretty sick ratio, actually.
That's a decent amount, I guess. I think the players
Like
who have played
80-40.
a lot have played like 200-300 games.
Let's see the top of Grandmasters, actually. So that's 300. And
Yeah,
that's
300
Guru.
games by Guru.
Well, it's actually Guru, so it's not even.
Yeah, 300s.
Who's that guy?
So he's played 150. I'd say it's still a healthy amount of games to have played.
Yeah. Considering he has to go to school, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Considering he's 13.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think Zerg vs. Zerg is pretty similar to how it played in Heart of the Swarm as well. So I'd be expecting, you know, the early stage Zergling, Baneling, and then into Roach Ravager, Hydra, Lurker. It's going to be it's a cool matchup right now.
It is. It is a really cool matchup. I've always liked it, I would say. Even though in HOTS at some point it seemed a little dull because, you know, you basically saw Roach versus Roach, maxed army, fighting each other and trying to outplay as far as positioning goes.
It's
and
definitely
stuff like
more
that.
fun than Heart of the Swarm.
It is a
because
little bit
Heart of the
better.
Swarm was
I would say the Baneling stage actually goes for a little bit longer than before. But you can still all-in the crap out of your opponents. Like you can still do that. And I've seen Bly do that in the qualifiers for DreamHack. And he actually got all-in. I would say it's like the faster Link Bane attack that you can do. So basically throwing your pool instantly. And he held it in first game. He got all in by that. He held it, and then he did the same build but won with it. In like 12 minutes, 2-0. I don't remember who it was, but maybe Nurcho? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure, but he can throw in some all-ins. We know Bly likes to do that.
He probably will. I mean, he will for sure. I'm like kicking all these bottles over.
It's okay.
How's it feel to be casting or talking on stream in English for you? I mean, I'm a little bit used to it, obviously, but how's it going for you?
I like it.
Yeah?
I'm liking it. Like the fact that we didn't really know who's gonna be hosting at some point. That was like, are you sure we're going live in like 60 seconds?
I mean, we can
don't
pass the
know.
baton of hosting throughout.
Yeah, we did it better afterwards. You realize that?
Yeah.
I think we're doing better every minute that goes by.
Yeah, we are. We're
in like maybe 2 days, I'm gonna be better than you. That's how I see it, though.
That's a fast progression.
Fast progression.
That's like my 5 years overtaken in 2 days. I'm like, no.
You would be mad, right?
Hope you guys are having fun too. Make sure to join the hashtag, which is NW3, NationWars3. And also what we're doing too, we were talking to Pomfentud, is Pomfentud and Pomfentod.
Pomfentod?
Pomfentod and Pomfentud. Is you should send in pictures of how you're watching, right?
Yep.
That's what we talked about.
Yeah. We like getting tweets out of people that aren't actually working, but just chilling, eating pizza, getting a huge ass TV and watching it that way.
So take a picture on your phone, and you actually don't even need to move to do it. You just get your phone, you take a picture, and then tweet it really with the hashtag NW3, so we can see it. How do you say NW3 in French?
NW3.
C'est pois. It sounded awesome with the way you said it.
Can you say les petits pois?
Les petits pois.
Oh, I love it.
Les petits pois.
I love it. The game is loading, boys. Raynor versus Bly, ZVZ.
So how does it feel, by the way, before we get into it, the very first game of NationWars 3? How does that, the very first game of an entire season is about to happen?
I'm really, really excited. NationWars 2 still remains, to my eyes, one of the greatest events that I've ever been a part of.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that it's going live again. We're live. NationWars 3 people, get hyped. Hashtag Roddy in the club.
Hype.
Le Hyperino.
I want to see some French, because I know you're quite a hype caster when it comes to casting in French, so I want to see this translated into l'anglais, as you say.
L'anglais? Okay, let's do this. You want me to introduce?
Oh, absolutely, mate.
All right. So we're loaded up in the new arena, and in the top left, it's going to be Bly. Hashtag Bly on fire. Our Ukrainian Zerg.
Kalaris is better. The other one.
You have the other one? Or
no, you do it.
Should I do it?
Absolutely.
All right. And in the bottom left, as the blue Zerg player playing from My Insanity in Italia, it is Raynor. What about that? Raynor.
No,
Raynor.
By the way, I'm gonna confess already. I do not know the map names at all.
It's okay.
Well, I do now, because I'm looking at it. But I know the maps, but not the names. And already Bly's playing it
rather cheesy.
Yeah. Well, not too cheesy. It's just safe, right?
Yeah. But since I was doing the intro, I didn't really look at the the supply for the pool. It's not that bad. It's not cheesy. He's going into
No, he's playing it safe because he thinks he's going to win this. Of course he's going to play safe.
Of course.
But then Reyna's playing greedy. Reyna's gone hat-trick gas pool, so we'll be looking towards that Zergling speed eventually. But Bly's decided to play gasless, or not gasless, but late gas, as it comes down, which eventually he'll get Zergling speed himself. But this map, what's cool, because I know a lot of people watching haven't seen this map either, is there's this small funnel area through the middle.
You'll see it.
And it's like the only way to get through unless you take the super long way.
Exactly. You need to take down some rocks on the right side if you want to have like a larger path. But I think in ZVZ it doesn't really matter. You can't really block it that much. But it could go for amazing bailing detonations at that angle. So the 6 for Zerglings actually...
Yeah, there's 8 and 10 behind him too.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to deal some damage. Pretty good drone micro out of Reyna right now. It doesn't lose anything and kills 2 Zerglings, I think.
There's about to be 2 more Zerglings coming out for it. As long as he doesn't lose any more drones or Zerglings, I think he's all right. This is okay.
Yeah, losing a little bit of income, but...
When the Queens pops, it's over for sure.
Exactly.
And he has Zergling speed on the way!
Reyna with the earlier gas actually getting Zergling speeds way ahead of his opponent. So he could be able to fight back, and he's actually going to win the Zergling war. That's really good for our young Italian
And he's
player.
building more Zerglings too, and with Zergling speed on the way, he's going to be able to control his opponent's ramp. You can't wall.
You can't wall.
You can't wall. So,
it's too big.
So how exactly does Bly want to be able to deal with this? Remember that Bly thinks he's going to crush this, and so did me as well, and a few others. But look, you can't wall this.
No, there's no way. And actually, there's a queen way out of position that tried to get an overlord. Actually, she did get it, but she's getting surrounded, and then the queen is gonna fall. That's already really massive. What's happening right now for Reyna? The metabolic boost is actually gonna kick in 2 seconds.
Queens. He'll lose both these queens and these Zerglings.
Bly on fire.
Bly not on fire.
Bly not on
Reyna's
fire.
the firefighter to this game, and he takes down the Bailing Nest as well.
That is so good for Reyna. So he did cancel it and didn't lose the drone, so he does it again, the Bailing Nest again, but he's going to get surrounded again.
And there's more Zerglings on the way. This game isn't just good for Reyna, this looks like a game-winning move from Reyna.
Exactly. More Zerglings screaming through right now, and the drone is going to fall. The Bailing Nest is going to be done in a few seconds for Reyna, so he's going to be able to apply even more pressure.
If that hatchery goes down, the game's over. It's that
GG.
simple.
And you know we're going to have to do a massive GG. You know that, right?
Wale and GG, I'm all about it, man. I'm in France.
First Bailing is going to morph at the bottom of the ramp here.
It was just Zergling Bailing against Zergling. This is an okay trade as long as that Bailing survives, I guess.
Bly, what's going on? We hyped you up. You said you're going to 4-0 Italy. And right now, you're getting owned.
Who has the last laugh now? Yeah, it's double the supply, and Reyna definitely with a better build. The way that he defended it nicely with the the early 10 Zerglings that Bly invested into. He defended it, he countered, and he's run over what Bly's intended. He's even got a complete follow-up all set up here.
Yeah, Evolution Chamber getting through, 4 Banelings getting morphed. Okay, so it looks like Bly, if he doesn't screw up his micro, should be able to hold that, right? He's got 5 Banelings. He needs to split them all 2 for 2. That's pretty good.
Well, he's just trying to blow up the hatchery.
Can he get it?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna get it.
He gets the hatchery, and that's all you have to do at this point. He's got double, triple the workers. As you can see, he's got a full setup. He's got a Spinecrawler, Baneling, S Zerglings, and Bly has flopped in this first game.
Totally flopped. And there goes your prediction for 4-0, man.
Yeah, that's right.
It's pretty much done.
I've already messed up.
I don't want
It's already over.
I don't want to kill the hype right now, but and as I said earlier, Bly sent himself first in a matchup that he's not aware of before the Italian captain says.
And the format 2 all-kill format is that Reyna stays on. He's going to have to play against the 2 weaker players.
Yes.
This could be the complete opposite to what Bly said. Maybe Bly was saying it was going to be a clean sweep for Italy.
Well, in my opinion right now, if if Ukraine wins, it's actually a reverse all kill when Bly gets revived.
That's true.
Because you can't revive him before the fourth game, the ace game, and he's getting his hatchery cancelled again. Bly must be flabbergasted right now.
No, I'm sure he's completely destroyed. I mean, especially when you talk it up like that in the pre-game to get completely smashed. And, you know, Carapace is about to finish soon for Reina. It's only 20, 30 seconds away. When that completes, obviously now Bailings are going to have to hit twice on a single Zergling instead of once. Just makes it all more difficult, but looks like Reina is probably just going to try and end it himself now.
He's actually, like, outplaying him in any way. That's a really cool Bailing dance right here, but in the end, like 67 to play against 30, like Bly is trying his heart out to stay in that game, but it's not going to happen. That is not going to happen.
There's 20 Zerglings on the way for Reina.
And the Carapace is going to finish in like 10 seconds.
And from I think if we resume replay, anybody took over Reina's position. It is almost impossible for Bly to come back from this. Even if he gets the right Bailing hits now. Remember, he's got Carapace. It doesn't even matter.
Well,
this is painful for Bly.
It is really, really painful. And he's not GGing right now out of the game.
No.
He's getting his hatchery cancelled again. He's like, what happened? I lost to a 13-year-old? After I said I'm gonna 4-0 his team? Like, even then, Bailing doesn't kill every single Zergling.
The last-ditch effort is the Queen and a few Zerglings popping.
But yeah, that is not going to happen.
And the very first game of NationWars 3, still in the qualification period, is going to go to Reina. It's going to go to Italy, who's going to take the victory over Ukraine in this very first map of this best of 7. Still is a best of 7, though, but there it is. GG! Tasteless! Wale!
Wale! Mwale!
Mwale!
Mwale! No, already the first upset, man. Already the first upset. We see Ukraine going through. You see Ukraine 4-0 Italy.
Yeah.
And right now the best player in Ukraine is actually out.
Yeah, Bly
He's out.
Of one of 3 players that play today. And now it's on Castle Demaga. Which one do you send? I mean, I think it comes down to probably Bly now as captain saying, all right, boys, sorry, I messed up. Don't worry, I can be revived. But who goes next? Does he revive himself super early?
No, you can't. You can't
do this.
It has to be when your entire team is
out.
It's
after everyone's out.
So it has to be like an ace situation. You are losing 3 to something.
Okay.
You have to revive somebody.
Then you can revive someone.
So Bly cannot revive himself.
So now it's Demaga or Cass who have to play Reina.
Exactly.
Does Demaga feel good in Zerg versus Zerg? It will come down to that. Legacy of the Void has only just come out. Cass, how are you doing against Zerg? And he goes, I lost every game. And then Bly says, Demaga, guess what? You're up.
The way I see it, you don't put another Zerg against Reina. He's always been a really good ZVZ player. I said it earlier. In NationWars 2, he was really good in ZVZ. That's why he played the best maps of his entire career.
Yeah.
And now he just took out one of the best Zergs in Europe. Yeah. So my call would be you throw Cass and you try his TVZ skills.
Yeah.
Cass is a macro beast anyways.
Yeah.
So you play a little bit safer, and then you just try to out-macro your opponent.
I think, Ukraine are going to be looking at today's match against Italy and are going to be saying, okay, the best player is Reina. He's probably more than likely going to play twice today. So let's just make sure we're all sharp against Zerg. So that hopefully Cass has done some work, ready to play against Zerg. And to be honest, Terran, they've got some tricks up their sleeves. They've still got the Hellion pushes with the Reaper, the Hellbat pushes, Liberator, Banshee plays. There's still a lot for them to choose from early on. And of course, then backing it up with Cass's strength, his mechanics.
Yeah, well, I don't know if he has to go into anything really crazy to actually get to beat Reina. I would argue that his best shot is just playing standard macro game, like in Legacy of the Void terms. I mean, like the builds are not exactly the same, but still, I would argue that a triple CC build and a macro-oriented game is better for Cass. But
what if Reina does a Roach Ravager push?
What about that?
What if he uses a Nidus network?
What about Italy?
That can't be stopped.
4 O's Ukraine.
I know.
And everybody's wrong.
I know, everyone. Everyone said
0%.
Ukraine. Everybody said Ukraine.
Everybody.
And we're all going to be wrong.
Yes.
If Reina keeps it like this.
Sick. That would be sick. That would mean what we said earlier. NationWars is a tournament where some teams just appear out of nowhere, just carried by one player, and you know, can rise to the top.
Yeah.
I would actually like to see Italy going through. You know,
You'd
even
like
though
it,
Bly
for
is on
sure.
fire.
Yeah, it'd be a big upset if Ukraine
It would.
didn't get it. I mean, like we said, we all predicted them to do it, and I think they'd be very upset not to qualify for the tournament as well.
And as
but
I
who
said,
do they choose?
I think they would have needed me to coach them, and I would have never sent Bly first. I would have sent Cass first, or Dimaga, but
Yeah,
Cass,
I probably would have sent Cass too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my
I think
4-1.
Bly puts a lot of nerves on himself too. He's like, yeah, I'm the best, I'm the captain, I'm going out first. Let me show you how it's done. I lose. You know, that's kind of sucks. Also, for people just tuning in now, I know a lot of you are flooding into this. This is, of course, NationWars 3, obviously. But one thing I wanted to bring up to all you guys is the prize pool. And I think this is something that we should talk about, is that there's $15,000 on the line currently. But for every donation that you guys give at home, whether it be, you know, $5, $10, you know, $1, whatever it is, 40% of your donation at home, both on the English and the French stream, contributes to the prize pool. So right now it's 15,000. That could double whatever it is, depending on how much people donate back at home. So if you enjoyed NationWars 2 and are enjoying, and will continue to enjoy NationWars 3, it's definitely something to do.
Yep, exactly.
It's pretty cool. 40% is
it
awesome. Like,
perfectly.
40%.
I mean, NationWars is a community-based event. You know, we don't pick the teams just based on the best players on the country. If you wanna vote for anybody that is on the list of your country, you can actually make a difference and just say that's the one I want to see in my team. And that's the same idea right now. You can actually influence the amount of money that is getting thrown at the players.
And that's already happened with some of the teams that have, you know, been invited or in the qualification period. Picking your players as a community, you did it. There has been players who thought they deserved it better, but they weren't able to get into their country's team, which has happened multiple times, just because you've liked them. So it is a fully community, fully want to see you play, see you donate.
I love it. I love it. And that's one of the reasons you could argue, for instance, that France has Stefano in the lineup. Everybody loves Stefano.
Yeah.
You could have argued maybe Petit Drogo is playing better these days, but still, Stefano is here for, you know, because of what he represents, and it's the reason that why people voted for him. But we totally missed the 15 seconds countdown that would happen right here.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Cass!
Didn't see it, sorry.
Cass is the next player, so we're going to have a TVZ. And once again, my prediction is right.
Yeah.
I said Cass.
Can you get the 4-1 though? Cass would have to turn it around all the way. You'd have to all-kill.
I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, so Cass is the player that is going to be playing next. As Terran versus Zerg. Let's see what he's been up to recently and how well his practice in early days of Legacy of the Void. Remember, Bly said that he didn't really play too much, but he has started to play more recently. How much has he put in, and what is he capable of today?
Well, that's the thing with Cass. Like, he's the ladder hero, you know, as we say usually. He's the guy that never stops practicing, and he has way more games than anybody else. Yet the results are not there to back that up. But still, he's a guy that can practice, and I don't see him being totally lost because he didn't play Legacy of the Void.
No.
He has to have an account with like 300 games or 400 games, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of good games to study recently to pick up some strategies and builds on too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of good Terran players these days. A lot of good Korean Terran players. All right, you want to do the intro
No,
this time?
I love when you do it, man.
All right. In the bottom, it's Dusk Tower, I believe in English. Our Terran player from Ukraine, it is Cascade Cass.
Cascade Cass! Woo!
Wally!
Wally!
And in the top, our Italian youngster, he just beat Bly, who was on fire. How did he do it? He's Rainer. From Italy.
Wally!
Wally.
He has the chance to actually all-kill here. Wally! So it's going to be Reaper, which is the best way to open up this matchup, especially in Legacy of the Void, with the Reaper having its little KD8 bomb.
KD8.
Yeah, how do you say KD8 in French?
KD8.
KD8. Le KD8.
Le KD8, la bombe KD8.
Le bombe le KD8.
This is so good.
Yeah, man.
I would like for you to actually cast in French. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, should I go join Pumfentud?
Yes.
Okay, man. Maybe later. This is so crazy. Cass loses, man. Italy are back in Starcraft.
Yes. Back on the map. thanks to our youngster Rainer, who actually went for Hatch Gas Pool, or Hatch Pool Gas actually.
Pool gas, yeah.
Hatch Pool Gas, sorry.
You have to get Zergling speed against these Reapers, I feel. I mean, I've played quite a lot of Zerg in Legacy, and without it, I did try without, you get beaten up pretty hard by Reapers, especially with the bomb, because they can harass the Queens a lot more, so gas is super important.
So,
what's the map, by the way? Oh, it's in French!
Dusk Towers.
How am I meant to learn
Towers.
it? Okay, Dusk Towers. I was going to say, how am I meant to learn the maps are in French?
It's okay, buddy.
This map, by the way, everyone, is Tour de Crépuscule.
That sounds sexy when you speak French.
Cheers, mate.
So it's actually, to me, one of the best map of the map pool right now. I really enjoy it. So the only thing you have to know is that fourth base that you see on the left of that Reaper, you're not allowed to take it if you're not Terran. Because there is a high ground just next to it that can be abused so much. KD8 bomb going into the drone line. And right now, Cass is, he was really close to get that drone. A good micro from Rainer.
It's 2 Reapers. There's 1 left at home. He hasn't lost anything. And even though the bomb is there for the Reapers, I still think you shouldn't be losing any drones at this stage. I think good players still get the Zerglings out in time. They've got buffer time from the Queen, still Zergling speed comes out, so. But more interestingly, what does Rainer play? Because the popular way to play this matchup right now is Roach.
Yep.
And Ravager. So does he play more traditional style or not? I don't think so anymore.
So the thing is, in Europe, you see a lot of Roach Ravager compositions, maybe backed up by Hydras. I liked what he tried to do with the Evo Chamber, and down the Spine Crawlers actually blocks it, and then the drone surround. Rainer, what's going on? What's going on?
Wale.
Cass getting wrecked.
2 Reapers down for a single Zergling. And it is the 3 command center follow-up, as you said. Now we're up and look inside this base. And it is going to be Hellion Banshee too. Or not necessarily. I suppose it does look like it could be.
It looks like it.
It could be not, but it does look like that. And Rainer's even getting in there with a good scout to check this out. And look, he's chosen a very fast layer. Is this Spire play?
It could be Spire. It could be... What could it be, actually? Or a Nidus play?
It could be. It could be.
Like, Nidus has been buffed really, like, a lot. If you didn't follow Legacy of the Void, it's actually untargetable until it actually reaches completion.
Yeah, and if you got Queens in there with energy, they pop out, you transfuse it, keep it alive anyway, even if you try to target it down when it pops, but...
Exactly. So, the thing with Cass, he didn't do any damage with the Reapers. It's actually an investment. You lost 100 gas for this.
Yeah.
You have no map control. You don't know what's going on the other side of the map, and it's actually a really fast Spire. It's going to be really hard for Cass to actually handle that with Hellion Banshee.
Especially, because he's playing this kind of Heart of the Swarm style, and to be honest, Mule's not that hard to deal with. Once you get Liberators out, they actually completely shut them down, but he isn't anywhere close or even set up to do that.
Trying to run by Rainer. Really good what he's trying to do right now. Trying to disrupt the mining on the third base. Good micro out of Cass right now. It's not losing any Hellion. And he did close the wall really clutchly.
Yeah.
Doesn't even make sense.
No. He clutchly closed the doors.
Closed the door.
I suppose you can say that.
Ooh. The flying depot from the sky. Slightly supply block here. And yeah, his marine production is going to be really, really low.
His marine production is low. Does he build turrets on time? Did he get enough of a read with his Hellions poking up that this is Spire play or not? It's not that common right now in Legacy.
There's going to be some drones that's going to be roasted on that third base. I don't think Rainer doesn't really minds.
He doesn't really have anything at all. The Zerglings are over this side.
Yep. The Marines are gonna go down. Can he go into the main? I think he's gonna harass the third base.
This is really good for Cass.
It is really good. 46 drones against 43 SCVs, and now the turret defense is getting planted down.
Yeah.
So the mutas are not gonna be that valuable, but still, third base getting lift off. That's pretty good for Rainer, and now all the Hellions are gonna be.
Yeah, they're gonna be taken out, and down they show fall, but. Stim is about to complete. There's Marine count starting to build up now, 4x4 coming out from these barracks. He's got decent upgrades on the way. I mean, great infrastructure overall. This is what we're expecting from Cass, just this kind of very mechanically, very robotic style of play coming out from him. All he's got to do is secure this third against the onslaught of Zerglings and Mutalisks, and he's in a good spot, but can he secure this third?
We'll see. Good placement of the Overseer right there. The
Doesn't quite
turret
have
is not
enough
over.
units. He doesn't have
He's going to
enough
take it
units.
out. Muta's got... they got a... Yes. And now we can take the fight against the Marines.
Uh-oh.
Cass is in a lot of trouble.
He doesn't have enough units.
He's in a lot of trouble. There's no turret in the middle of the barracks, and now the supply depot from the sky is going
And
to
you've
go
got
down.
to question, should he have been in between these two bases? Should he have waited a little bit longer inside his main? Should have lifted up, floated over? But now he got caught in the middle.
He got greedy, man. He just got greedy. And in that kind of format, you can't be greedy like this.
I wish I knew the Italian national anthem. I'd sing it.
Yes, right now I would sing it.
Because right now, Reina is leading the entire series, not just this game as well. Already beating Bly.
Can he take down 30C?
Oh man, this is...
What's going on? What is going on? Reynor is playing so well. And he's so decisive too.
Yeah.
You know, like the first Zerglings actually taking out the small amount of Marines that was available. And then the other attack just focusing on the turrets.
Yeah.
And yeah, just basically Cass getting too greedy in my opinion.
Wale.
Le Wale. Le Wale for Reynor.
I mean, Cass is just stuck. He just... At this point, you're meant to have a lot more money because he's meant to be mining from this third base to continue the production, which is wonderful when you're looking at it, but he can't afford to do everything at this point. And now he's going up against it. There's a counter-attack already set up for Reynor as soon as Cass moves out.
I like how Reynor is playing right now. Like the counter-attack play is being really aggressive in general, and I think he does it with a really nice control over his units.
Can I change my prediction?
4-0 Italy.
Yeah, that's what I said, didn't I? Why did someone write down Ukraine?
Yeah, that's what you said. I think the graphic was wrong.
I think it was.
Okay. We've got a GeForce driver getting loaded right there.
He's updated.
That's really good. So, okay, Cass. Cass has an opportunity right now. He's got a healthy amount of Marines, 4 medivacs, 5 or 6 mines. What can he do? What can he achieve with this?
We're about to find out, aren't we?
Centrifuge. The centrifugal hook is gonna... It's gonna
Wait,
reach
what is it in
completion.
front? The
Crochet centrifuge.
Crochet centrifuge is about to complete.
Doom drop to the main? No.
No, just take the high ground. This is a bit frustrating,
Yes.
but here comes the flood of Zerg, and it's going to come crashing in. A couple of decent bailing hits, and can the Mulas deal with on top? No, they can't. There's even 4 Widow Mines to protect it. And I guess Reynor should have kind of come from both sides. He's going to come around this time now. But no, he's actually going for a counterattack on the other side with a bunch of his Zerglings.
I think that's a really good move. And already the 2 mines are just... Oh, I know. There's too much Marines. I don't think he can hold that. And the 2-2 is going to finish. He actually built a 3rd command center again.
Yeah.
So he believes in his macro. Even though he's playing from behind right now, he can still make it happen. That's what he think he can do. Oh, good timing on the rocks right there. And you remember what I said earlier?
Yeah, this
you can't
position.
take that 4th space if you're not Terran.
Well,
It's easily abusable.
almost you can say the first mistake we've really seen out from Reynor today is probably taking this base, as now he is getting a little bit exploited. And Cass is making it work with a small amount of units and investment in this. And all right, Reynor's given up that 4th base. He doesn't care about it. He's going to go for an all-out attack here to try and end this.
Yeah, that's the
If
thing.
Cass holds this, though, he holds the position on the 4th, and he holds his own base up this ramp.
That's a really good move. Let's see if he can do it. The mines, pretty good detonations, I would say.
But 2-2 upgrades on these Marines are working wonders against this really unupgraded Zerg army.
Oh, no splits! No splits out of Cass! Cass is losing so much Marines right now. The upgrade doesn't matter if the Bailing connect.
And
He's
they
losing
did,
everything.
and now he's lost his momentum. And the game, this has been such a twisting and turning back and forth game here. A great detonation onto the SCVs, taking down 8 of them, and that's it.
GG!
Raiders 2-0 win! GG!
What?
2-0.
What is going on?
Ukraine are getting smacked. That's what's going on, Funker.
Okay, I gotta ask you right now. Bly is gonna get revived, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay? It's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah.
Or else Dimaga actually all kills the team.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I love Dimaga, but I don't see it happen. But the question is, can Bly make the reverse all kill? Because Reynor is looking so good.
You've seen it before in NationWars. I mean, you've seen it in any format that's had all-kill format. The reverse kills are possible, and that's what it seems to be on the shoulders of Bly, is this. And this is getting a little bit dicey now, so it's Demargo just next. because that's all they have left, obviously, with a 3-man team here. And he's got to play Zoe versus Zerg, which, you know, still could win. But if he doesn't, you'd be expecting Bly to come back, and then we do have to see the complete turnaround.
And it's not like the other players from Italy are worthless or anything.
Right.
They can play.
Yeah.
They can play the game.
Yeah.
And if the only thing you have to do is take out one guy just once in best of one, everything is possible.
Yeah.
That's such a bad spot for Ukraine right now.
Yeah.
Everybody predicted Ukraine to go through, and right now,
I know you guys predicted
Raynor
too.
is just saying, you know, guys, that's not what's gonna happen. You know,
No.
we're gonna screw with all your predictions.
I haven't checked
I
any
don't
of the.
mind.
I want to check the hashtags. You guys
The
have to send
hashtag?
in your photos with the hashtag NW3 and take a picture of how you're watching Nation Wars. And I don't even think this has a Twitter app on it. I'm gonna have to get that.
Yeah,
out.
you're gonna have to download it, like the Twitch app.
I had to
before.
download the Twitch app on this little thing down here.
Exactly.
Oh, it's Demaga!
Oh.
It's Demaga!
What?
They chose Demaga!
Demaga!
I didn't
Okay.
expect that one.
He was the only one available, let's be honest. So, yeah, once again, you can't revive a player until, every single player of your team
Is
lost.
eliminated.
So, you need to take out everybody before, and Demaga is going to be next. And in ZVZ, we've seen Raynor, he can handle himself.
He can. I mean, he had a decent build and decent setup and decent win versus Bly, and he does it again. It's 3-0, and we're looking at a 4-0 shortly, so...
Whoa. And then, you know,
Here's the
pronostics.
predictions.
Les pronostics, like we say in France.
Hey, look.
Huh?
I told you I predicted Italy. It says there. I predicted 4-0 Italy. I told you.
Okay, the producer actually likes you. I don't know why.
No, I
but he
told
actually-
you I predicted 4-0 Italy.
Okay, Apollo looking really smart right now.
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah. All right. I think
you.
everybody is a little bit shocked.
I can't believe
about
I
what's
was the only
happening.
one that predicted it.
So good. You're just so good, man. I can't believe.
I knew that Raynor could do it.
You knew it?
I knew it. When I looked at the team list, and it was these guys, and then I heard Star Eagle saying, I believe in him. Then that's why my prediction came in.
All right. So 4-0 for Italy.
I like how my prediction, if
you
Demaga
believe-
wins, it's now going to be like 4-1. I'm like, my prediction kind of adapts to how the series is going.
So next game is going to be Demaga against Raynor, who was actually taking out both Bly and Cass.
Yeah.
Really, really amazing performance. But for now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. So please stay tuned, and we'll see you after that.
Wally! Welcome back, everybody. Nation Wars 3. Hello, get your
Let me correct this
get your
little boy.
tall body down. Welcome back, everybody. Nation Wars 3. It's qualification day number 1 of 4 as we look to find 4 teams that will compete in the main event of Nation Wars 3 that starts early December. But right now, we're in the middle of a series which has taken an interesting turn. Todd's joining me now as Funker. He had to. It's hot in here. He's casted 2 games in a row. He's not used to it, so he had to take a break. But we're in the middle of a series. Hello, Funker, darling, over there. In the middle of a series, and Italy are up 2-0 with Raynor taking out Bly and now Cass.
You know, I kind of feel like I jinxed it a little bit with my prediction, and I should have gone for the Italy hype train, because...
I went for the Italy hype train. You saw my predictions, 4-0.
You're not fooling anybody.
We saw the graphic.
You jinxed Ukraine, if anybody, by predicting them to win 4-0.
Me?
Yeah.
I know.
Like, Raynor is playing really, really well.
Yeah.
Everybody underestimated this guy, in particular Bly, who said it was going to be a 4-0.
Yeah.
He's now down 0-2, and it's going to be for Demaga to try and turn things around here, because if Demaga loses here, then I guess we can all agree that it's most likely going to be Bly coming back out, and it's going to be really hard because he needs to win 4 maps in a row.
Yeah, 4 maps is not going to be easy, especially when he can be sniped every single one of them by any type of aggressive build that will more than likely come out from perhaps the weaker players. But we're now going to be loading in to this next map. If this does not change, if Demaga doesn't do it, as Todd said, 0-3 in favor of Italy, and that's pretty big here against Ukraine. As we look to get one of these teams through to play in the main event, of course. Here we are, loaded into game number 1, map number 3 of this excellent best of 7. And it's down here in the bottom left-hand side, playing for Mind Sanity today, representing Italy, it's Raynor! Willie!
The young
I'm getting
Zerg
used to this
player.
gaming style. And then up here to the top left-hand side, the more experienced player. It is the green Zerg player representing the Ukraine. It's Damaga Wally!
If Carmack was here, he'd ignite Dimaga chants.
I know, Dimaga.
No, that's not how it goes. It goes
Dimaga, USA, USA.
That comes later when Nathanias is putting on the Captain America suits and losing in 5 minutes. No, I'm just kidding, Nate.
Well, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. Reyna has decided to go for an early extractor, an early spawn and pull, but he spawned in the incorrect positions here as Damaga's Overlord is going to enter.
He's going to be
base.
shorter rush distance.
Look at this, he sees it. But the problem is, what can you really do to adapt your build at this point? You've already chosen it, so it's not like he can change his build, but he's mentally prepared. Damaga has to hold.
Yeah, being able to see it, he's, I think, going to cut drones a little bit earlier, make sure he can get enough links out, maybe go for a spy and get his queen. And not even going to cancel the extractor because Dimaga, in his mind, he's already going to be able to hold this and then start his own speed or even go for Banelinks here if he wants to. But Raynor behind this, he's not going completely all in. He's got enough drones to start a second hatchery and then macro behind this if he wants to as well.
All right, so, I mean, that's just the beauty of Legacy of the Void, really. You can go for an aggressive build like this, or at least open up in an aggressive manner, but still have an easy follow-up because of how many workers you start with early on in the game.
This map is quite beautiful, by the way. One of my favorites one.
But I think this is really cool too, Todd, look. I mean, the map is beautiful, I do agree. It reminds me a lot of Whirlwind. Maybe it's just the color. Maybe it's just because it's green. Like, reminds me of
That's
Whirlwind.
literally all it has in common. I guess
Yeah.
the amount of bases. There's quite a few bases out on the map. Yeah, Dimaga is going for the Baning Nest here rather than trying to go for speed. He wants to make sure that he's safe and sound defensively just because he has the much earlier second hatchery up on the natural
And
here.
here comes the flood, and just like the previous map, or the first map that you saw, Reyna, the Zerg vs Zerg, is the ramp on the natural is massive. So it's really difficult to make a wall. In Heart of the Swarm in the maps, it was like 2 or 3 structures to be able to do it. But look at the size of this thing.
Yeah, it's massive, almost as big as your bicep.
My bicep. Well, you're going to say something else then, because that wouldn't have made any sense. But my bicep is massive. This should be okay to hold, though. He's got the ramp covered with 2 queens. He's got the spine down. He's got Banelings morphing in. There's not that many units coming out from Reyna anyway, so it's only a little bit of a tickle and a look around. And he is fully fortified.
Yeah, I think Raynor at this point is just kind of faking aggression. You know, he's just made a bunch of links, went across the map, scared Dimaga into getting a spine, a bunch of Banelings. But I think he knows that Dimaga is not going to have speed.
Yeah.
So behind this, if he wants to, Raynor can actually drone up quite heavily, but right now...
Yeah, take a third.
Yeah, he's just getting the Baning Nest for his own safety.
Yeah.
And I guess, he's just going to be droning up and seeing where it, the situation takes him. He's adding on a few Zerglings here.
Yeah, a couple more, just to keep Damaga back.
That's a big commitment. This could have been quite a few drones here, 4 more.
Yeah, you'd imagine it probably should have been, but...
Evo being dropped down and once again here.
Versus Damaga's very fast Spire coming in.
Yeah, Dimaga seems like from there he knows that he's going to be safe. He realized that there's not really going to be too much danger here ahead for him. So he's just going to focus into going for the later stages of the game. He's got, oh, that one overload actually getting hit quite a bit. And he's going to be able to see that third hatchery that's about to start here across the map for Raynor.
Yeah. And here it goes down, gonna further increase his economy here. And this all-out European war, Ukraine versus Italy, and some fantastic detonations. Whoa! Coming out from Damaga, gets 2 Banelings to kill, as you can, make or guess, 10 to 15 Zerglings, a lot of them.
Yeah. Carpe starts again here for Raynor, so he seems to really like getting that when he knows that there's Zergling, Baneling against Zergling, Baneling, but in this case, the Spire here, he's already starting from Dimaga. I'm a little bit afraid that Raynor doesn't read into this properly. He needs some kind of Overseer and Scout, but he's setting up a few Banelings over there with an Overlord. Does he? Oh, he's got drop. Oh my god, this could do so much damage.
And
Raynor
in Legacy of the Void, all he needs is an Evolution Chamber.
Do you think Dimaga's going to react quickly enough? Raynor could even distract him at the front with
He
some
is, he's
Zerglings
going
running
to. He's
around.
got Zerglings at the front on the natural.
Oh my god,
They're going to poke forward, and now Damaga's attention is on the second base. And inside the main, here we go. Boom!
Oh,
whoa!
He gets
12 drones!
Oh my god.
What is 12 in French?
12.
Douze!
He kills so many drones, but it's only 38 to 32 behind this, and Dimaga just restarts a bunch of drones himself. So as much as that was good damage, it's not game-ending damage, and behind this Dimaga, he's going to have his Mutas here starting in a second. He's got enough gas to start 4 to 5 immediately after the Spire finishes.
Yeah, but there's 3 queens being made. Surely that's going to be enough to stop this. He's already got 3 out from 3 hatcheries. He's going to be up to 6 by the time they get over there. The one thing that he doesn't have, Todd, is the creep connection between the bases, so the queens would be slow to come to defend in the right positions.
I mean, you don't really expect the Mutas to go across the map and do that much damage anyway, but if they could kill a bunch of overlords on the map, take some good map control, make sure that Rainer's Zerglings cannot kill the 3rd base of Dimaga that he's going to want to get here in a second. Maybe that would be enough to justify going for those Mutas in the first place, but it's going for missile attacks. +1. Dimaga might be wanting to commit on Mutas here.
He is going to commit here. He is going to commit indeed. Here come the Spore Crawlers, as we see in the production tab, ready for Rainer to defend against this. He knows what he's playing against. And at this point, all he has to do is not take losses. Queens and the Spore Crawlers is the only defense for now until he techs up further. Dimaga needs to turn this around, and this is his choice of weapons. It is the Mutalisk.
Getting a taste of his own medicine here.
Well, 2 drones
Flying
down.
units getting wrecked by a 150 mineral unit, aka the Queen.
4 down. He's got an Overlord there to the right-hand side. He's got a Queen on the left, and he even gets into the mirror line a little bit here.
Or the Spores.
That
Oh my god, they're
down
going to do
one
so much damage. Only 4 drones, 6 drones have been killed. Not bad, but I mean, does it really justify going for this many Mutas to do this damage? Banelings moving out.
No, not good enough today.
Wow, that was really bad.
And with the Carapace upgrade completed as well here for Rainer, makes these Banelings more difficult to blow up the Zerglings. And here we go, Dimaga is just pure Mutalisk at this point. He's done a lot of Zerglings too. He may be looking for a flood onto these Queens shortly. I think he's planning an attack if he deals with these Zerglings on the front. But remember, these Zerglings of Rainer are upgraded, so if Dimaga plans an attack, he will have to fight massively behind in that department.
They've got Carapace and melees down the way as well. Rainer completely outproducing Dimaga at this point with the 3 hatcheries that he's got. He's got so many Queens as well. Imagine if he went for something like a Nidus here. I think he'd just be unstoppable, but he's going for a Hydralis Den here at first to make sure he can get some time.
Right? Does he need to attack?
He doesn't have to, but from a certain point onwards, you don't want to let your opponent just kind of sit back, drone back up, and then be able to max out themselves. Wow. So if he went for a Nidus, I mean, I think it would be a great choice as long as he gets enough units before going for it.
Well, the Hydralisk Den now down for both. And Rainer instantly morphs into a Lurker Den. So it's going to be Zergling Lurker as his combination of units.
Yeah, they actually both started at the same time here.
Yeah.
Lurkers, man, they're pretty scary. I play Protoss, and when I see them, I'm not so happy because even with Disruptors, it can be hard. But in this case, they're going to fight fire with fire and Lurkers with Lurkers, Apollo.
Lurkers with Lurkers. Mulas, though, there's a decent amount of them. They do have that +1 attack in any area of weakness, any hole that Dimaga can find. He will strike it.
Dimaga actually, he's killed an incredible amount of units here. Over 60 Zerglings, 4 Overlords, a bunch of drones. He's really done some good work with those Mutalisks, but across the map he's being counter-attacked here by those upgraded Zerglings of Rainer, who's trying to get a snipe on the hatchery. Shouldn't be able to get it.
If he gets this, Dimaga is in so much trouble, and he is going to hold on to it. Well played, good defense there from Dimaga. Keeps up 3 base versus 3 base. He just needs to saturate it as well as we see Rainer has. He does not have the same income currently.
Dimaga needs to reach quite a few Lurkers here ASAP when his Lurker then finishes, because if he doesn't, I think Rainer's going to march across the map with Hydralisks, Queens, and Lurkers and totally wreck him. The Nidus here is going to start. I told you, Apollo.
You did say this is a good way to win this game. And Rainer looking at a 3-0. Italy taking on the Ukraine in the very first game, the very first match of NationWars 3. This is qualification period.
Oh, the hatchery. There is some Banelings nearby. Rainer is going to split his Zerglings and surround the hatchery to try and get it here. Oh, the Banelings were stuck behind. I think he's going to be able to get it.
No, he keeps it alive.
Oh my god.
A single hit point left. It is just a blow, a tickle, a touch away from being destroyed. But it stays alive here. That would have been huge. The Zerglings in the middle of the map. He just needs to throw him, dart him at that hatchery, and it's going to go down. Here we go.
Round
there is
3.
a couple of transfuses, though. They do transfuse the hatchery.
Didn't anticipate that one, did he?
No.
Where does the Nidus go, though? There is no Overlord or Overseer nearby. The main base of Dimaga. Does he just throw it down Oh,
It's kind of far
actually puts
away.
it kind of far, but
Yeah,
I
it's
guess
kinda far.
you can go for this one, unload, walk towards your opponent, and then as your army gets there, go for another one.
Yeah. Demago looking to turn this series around here. Once again, striked with the Mutalisk, 2 Overlords. And there is the sound of the Nidus Worm.
A sound that everybody dreads.
Everybody
Even
dreads. And here come the Lurkers. And sure, I think they can perhaps take this location.
Oh, he was set up before Dimaga gets there, so even though Dimaga's gonna burrow there, he's gonna be taking so much damage. I don't know if there's an overseer though
There
by
is an
Raynor.
overseer for Demago, so he actually sees all of the Lurkers here of Raynor, and he takes down 2 or 3 of them, but so many transfuses keeping them alive. But it looks like the Lurkers of Demago on the high ground are going to hold strong this position.
Yeah, already being set up there here. This is a massive win for Dimaga now that he's pushed back. The first wave not having an overseer was a huge mistake by Raynor, who's gonna be held. He's still ahead in supply. And Dimaga, interestingly, is
back.
remaking Mutas behind this.
Well, if he overwhelms after all the transfuses that we saw used there by these queens.
I think he might try to turtle with Lurkers to make sure he doesn't die and then fly across the map with the Mutas that he's got to try and deal damage himself.
That could be a crazy strategy. And it very well could work here, but Raynor trying to look for an entrance. He has a 30-40 supply advantage over Demago, but can he break these Lurkers?
In army, it's absolutely massive. It's 102 against 59 right now, but you can't really attack into Lurkers that are already burrowed. Even with this much army, Dimaga getting a ton of Spinecrawlers, getting 9 more right now. Trying to make sure he stays alive.
Oh, and he
Overseers are there.
slaps the Overseer, cannot be seen. Lurkers get borrowed once again here, and with all these spines, as you said, very difficult
Raynor
to get
can't
in there.
break him. He just can't break him. And right now he's going to try to go for the snipe on the hatchery here at the top, and he's most likely going to be able to get it. But, I mean, was this worth it? Losing quite a few units here to
He
achieve
almost
that.
didn't get it as well, but he takes it down. But now it's time for Raynor to think of plan B. What is it going to be? He's thrown down a Spire himself.
It feels like he needed a Nidus in the main of Dimaga, but Dimaga,
Yeah.
he cleared out all the overlords that were on that side of the map, and he had enough vision to anyway kill one if there were one to try and head across the map towards his base. So now, Raynor's just going for his own Spire. He's got quite a bit of gas.
Whoa, that's a big move, though. He'd need more than just the gas he has currently. He has to save a lot to make this work.
Yeah.
He'd be looking to overwhelm his opponent's air count and also anti-air count, which would be the Hydralisks.
That's super interesting, by the way. Dimaga starts missile attacks +2 with Hydras and Lurkers that he's already got. Raynor never even started +1 missile. He only got melee and Carapace +1. So this could come greatly into play down the line if Raynor wasn't to start working on this. But it looks like he might just want to try and commit his gas, all of the gas that he's got here, to his Spire, which is about to finish. And he's got quite a bit of gas, actually, to work with.
Yeah, but how many Mutalisks do we actually see from Demago, though, right now? Give us a count, Todd. 15.
Yeah.
So even 15. I mean, what can he build? 14? He's still less. And they're upgraded Demagos, too.
Yeah, but he might not necessarily reveal them immediately. I think right now Raynor is hoping that he can catch up, get ahead, and surprise Dimaga, who doesn't have that many queens or any spores.
But
in
he
his
does have
bases.
+2 Hydralisks, but I guess he's only got a few of them, only 4 at the moment. Interesting here,
16
Raynor.
Mutalisks in production with +1 missile on the way as well. Raynor trying to pull a rabbit out of his hat here in a game that definitely went okay at first, but then as of late has been going well for Dimaga.
The thing is, Demago's built a lot of Hydralisks in this game, but he's turned them all into Lurkers. 6 more Hydralisks are coming out, but how many are actually... Yeah, exactly, so he's just going pure Mutalisk Lurker. And I'm actually starting to get a little bit worried here for Demago, and this may work from Raynor.
Yeah, Muta count right now is 19 for Dimaga, 17 for Raynor, who's really waiting until he thinks it's finally the best time to go for it. He didn't reveal his hand immediately. He's going for an earlier 5th as well. It's a really cool game that we're seeing here from these two, really trying to outdo each other with a lot of cute little moves and anticipating what they think the opponent's going to do. And those links going around once again here, trying to get a cancel on the right-hand side by Raynor.
This surprise is going to hit hard unless Demago finds it out. He hasn't sent a scout. He hasn't sent any form of unit to the other side of the map. Overseer, Overlord, Zergling, Mulus, nothing. He does not know about this. But maybe here, for the first time, he's going to see this. But is it already too late?
Dimaga sending his Lurkers across the map here.
Uh-oh, here come the Mulus from Raynor, and he's going to surprise Demago and says, hello, surprise, I got a lot more than
he's
you
not
have.
reacting.
And
Dimaga's
he's
not
taking
paying
the fight.
attention.
Demago loses half of his Mulus almost instantly. It is 24-10 at this moment.
Wow.
And Raynor with a surprise little move. Now, Demago, what does he do? Does he...
The hatchery leaves as well. He has to go home, I think. I don't think he can fight there. He's got +2 missile. He needs to go into Hydralis, but he gets more Mutas. Dimaga does not want to try and face those Mutas with some of his own Hydralisks.
And here
He's only
comes the
getting
chase
more
coming out from Reina, who's got +1 attack. There is an upgraded advantage for Demaga, who has +2. But the sheer amount of Mutilus that Reina's been able to buy time with. He goes in for the assault, takes down 2-3 Hydros instantly, and here comes the Mutilus fight. There are so many Mutilus here for Italy and for Reina, and he is absolutely shocking Demaga at this point. He's chasing down lurkers left and right.
Wow.
A bit of an attack, desperation attack coming out here from Demaga, who sends his lurkers into detection.
He managed to get across the map, but I think those Mulas of Rainer, they can just fly back and clear everything that Demaga has got. Rainer taking a huge supply lead, and Demaga, even though he's got quite a bit of minerals.
Absolute brutal play coming out here from Reina, and Demaga throws everything at him, but it's not working.
Oh, the lurkers are not there anymore.
They all attacked. They all attacked. This fourth base is not protected. That is it. GG. Reina goes up 3-0 in this first match of the qualification for NationWars 3 and carries Italy 3-0 against the Ukraine, which, as we all expected, were the country not to win this game against Italy, but to advance from this group, this bracket.
Hashtag Rainer on fire. I think it's time to get this thing started here, because this kid, he's not stopping.
13 years old, is now 3-0 against Ukraine, and is one game away from moving forward to putting his team in a position where just one more best of 7, and they would be seeing themselves qualify for NationWars 3. A massive moment. It's not over yet, though, of course. Ukraine now have a chance. They have one last chance. They've got 3 players, Demaga, Cass, and Bly. They get to revive one of them.
Absolutely. We've seen reverse all kills happen. Right now, like, it's always that moment where you're like, nah, there's nobody stopping Rainer. It can happen. That's the beauty of this format here. If one of the players from Ukraine here gains some momentum, wins one game against Rainer, and somehow powers through, which again, Rainer is definitely the best player on the Italian team. If somebody takes him out, then you've got to be 2 other guys that are not necessarily going to be as good. And then you maybe, I'm guessing, get a rematch from Rainer once again, which actually could be the 3rd match if it was Bly. So
here we are, 12 seconds, 11, 10. I feel like you guys in Twitch chat could count this down, because the player will be revealed.
Is it Bly? Is it Bly?
The captain. He gets to choose. Does he pick himself as the best player from Ukraine, or does his teammates come together to choose someone else? The next player is going to be Bly. The team captain takes to the stage again. He opened up this series confident. The interview pre-game, he said it was going to be a 4-0 for the Ukraine. He feels like he is the best player.
Maybe it's going to be a 4-0 from now.
It could be.
That's what he needs to make happen here. I mean, he had some big words before the match. Talked himself up a lot, said that he had been practicing a lot, and I know he's been practicing Legacy of the Void for a long time, ever since the beta came out, but didn't really show in that first game that he played against Rainer.
And now he needs to show the spirit of a captain to carry his team through. He has to win 4 games in a row now to see Ukraine defeat Italy in the qualification period for NationWars 3. A big moment here for Bly. Can he do it? Rainer's already got a lot of momentum behind him. He's already beaten Bly once. Bly needs to be on fire for this one.
We always go there. It's unavoidable,
Well,
maybe his base is going to be on fire when he's bleeding out. Well, actually, it's a ZVZ, but he's going to have to play much better than he did in the first time that these two played, because so far, again, it's been Rainer completely running the show. That last game against Demaga was actually the closest that he's played so far.
But there was one sneaky move that turned it around. It looked like Demaga was going to be able to win that, but no, that wasn't the case. And it's an excellent play,
I really like, to be honest, again, this format and the opportunity that we get to see one player shine in this way, because Legacy of the Void just came out. I don't think that many people necessarily know about Rainer as much as, he's really, really good. And not everybody gives him the credit that he deserves. And already here with this performance, everybody that's watching, the entire Starcraft community, we're going to be thinking like, wow, this kid is pretty darn good. And he's only 13 again.
It's like, I can't wait to wait 3 years to see him play in WCS.
GSL.
In GSL. You can play GSL before you're 16, though. You have to be 16 to play WCS, right?
Yeah.
So he's got a long time to go before we see him in that tournament.
Go to Korea, man.
NationWars is the tournament for this guy, apparently. And as Funker said earlier on, we've seen players shine out in NationWars in the past. And today it's Rainer's day. And we'll see if he can close up 4-0. 4-0 would be so huge. It would be so big. Ukraine has always been one of the biggest countries in RTS in general.
Everybody, or at least you, me and Funka predicted Ukraine to win this group.
Everyone predicted
and
Ukraine.
now they're on the verge of I mean not just in this match, to win the group and to advance on to the top 16 in the main tournament.
Versus the US in the final match, but they might not even get past the first game.
This is crazy. Well, they might not even get past the first player.
Yeah, the first player, not so much the first game. So the next map, for looking over here on Todd's shoulder, is Crete de Lerillac. Lerillac. I don't know what that map is.
You know it though, if I show you the preview.
Oh yeah.
It's like
yeah.
That one map where you have, I think, it's the watchtower in the middle.
It's a 4-player map.
You have like the third base that reminds me of like a bunch of other bases where like you can kill the rocks. I don't remember the name exactly, but it's a ZVZ. Like, what does the map matter? As long as it's not like really small. It's a 4-player map, which could greatly come into play here with the scouting and the builds that these players are going to go for.
Absolutely. Here we are. This could be the last game of the first match of the day here, as the Ukraine takes on Italy, or should we say Italy takes on Ukraine. And here we are spawned into it. Up here to the top left-hand side, representing the Ukraine, the team captain, it's Bly. And he's got a lot of work to do to turn this around, as we've said repeatedly, and he's chosen one of the most aggressive builds you could go for. But down here in the bottom left-hand side, also going for the same build, it is Reina representing Italy, currently up 3-0 against this nation. And here we go, both players going for the same build, and both players going to eventually scatter out because their overlords have gone the same way.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute mirror here so far in the start of this game, which these players are going to be able to find out about. And it's going to make for an interesting situation with being a close position, like this vertical close position. Again, this is a map where the ramp around the natural is pretty wide, but the one into the main is a little bit small. But unless you get a Cryptumor there, you're not going to be able to get a spine in range. So you're going to have to rely on your queens at the ramp, which at first is not even necessarily going to come into play very early because both players are opening with speed very early here in this game.
The thing is opening with speed is such a good build on a lot of these maps. Just because of the ramp size, it's very difficult to wall off with Queens, Evolution Chamber, Roaches, who can completely dominate this area. As you can see, it's so big. So both players have opted for a strategy which capitalizes on that.
Yeah. You know all about that, right? You've been playing some Zerg. I've seen you in the office.
I've lost every single game to these builds.
Playing these automated tournaments.
Yeah, I've got myself
and winning
a trophy.
one.
Yeah, I've got myself a Diamond League trophy.
The BlizzCon trophy as well, it is, right? Everybody wins
Oh,
it.
yeah, the BlizzCon trophy, yeah. But look, there's one step difference between the both of them. Bly is only working with Zerglings with speed, whereas Rayner's decided to continue to mine gas and has gone up towards a Baneling nest.
Rayner, again, he's up 3-0 right now against Ukraine. Maybe trying something a little bit more aggressive here. He thinks that, you know, even if he loses, it's not the end of the world, but he needs to be careful because we talked about this. If he loses here, Bly gains some incredible momentum here in this match.
Rayner's gone for a sneaky strategy. He's tried to run around with Zerglings here, and he's even hiding them, knowing that he can kind of counterattack while defending with units back at home, fully on one base. And these Zerglings can do a lot because right now it is pure drones coming out from Bly. He's got a second queen on the way. He's got no defense at home. The Zerglings on the other side of the map.
Bly saw that there was no second hatchery here from Rayner, but he still went for drones. So he's going to start a spine at home that's going to get cancelled. And now Rayner's morphing in Banelings at the ramp of Bly.
Bly's got to be careful. He does not want to walk into these Banelings that are morph.
Ooh,
if he loses these Zerglings, he loses 3 for 1, and he may lose the other set. No, he tries to run around. There's only a couple left remaining, but he does have enough to hold on against this.
Yeah, that really didn't do much. And behind this, Rayner made some maulings. He's not starting a second hatchery, but Bly already's got his. And Bly's starting double spine. He's actually kind of panicking here.
Well, this is a serious threat. This is a serious threat. But he gets on top of these Banelings. One's about to morph, one's about to morph. Bly moves out.
Okay, the thing is here, Bly doesn't have a Baneling nest, so all he can make is Zerglings, and I think he realized that Banelings were going to wreck him, so he just gets a bunch of spines here to make sure he doesn't die. He's going to try to move that here to the ramp with the queens that he's got there walling off. And Rayner's just going to try to take out that second base here if he can.
Yeah, both are working on each other's second bases here, and it looks like...
He's going to be able to?
They might both be able to get each other's second base at this point. Remember, there's 10 Zerglings about to pop here from Rayner.
Ooh, across the map, though. There isn't enough there.
Pretty good detonation. That one queen, though, does not have a transfuse to help the other one at this point.
Oh, that was a huge waste here by Rayner. He could have just gone for the hatchery. He tried to go for the queens instead, and they lived thanks to that spine on the high ground doing some damage.
Bly is holding on at this moment. He's moving his 2 spine crawls down. 2 spines can protect this hatchery. 2 queens can protect the ramp. And Rayner, who's on limited production off just a single hatchery, Even though they're losing an overlord on this right-hand side, not the
Yeah.
biggest of deals, but still, at this stage.
Letting some links die here. This is looking pretty bad here for Rainer right now. Even though Bly is quite a few drones behind.
Oh, 3 Zerglings for a Baneling on the left, 3 Zerglings for a Baneling on the right.
Hitting the left
Zerglings
and hitting the
both.
right. Yeah, exactly. About exactly the same resources last year.
Imagine if somehow Rainer managed to sneak Zerglings or something to destroy the hatchery of Bly. I suppose there is transfuses and quite a few queens, so maybe not, but...
Rainer needs to defend, but he doesn't want to rush it too early because he doesn't know if there's more links coming very shortly behind this. Best is to wait for that one Baneling.
Does not want to lose the hatchery, though.
Yeah,
Can't
he's
lose
going to
the
take a lot of
hatchery.
damage. There is some transfuses
Oh,
about
he
to
can't
come
lose
up.
the hatchery!
Oh
he
my
can't
god!
lose the hatchery! Oh, Bly steals the hatchery away and goes up 2 bases to 1 in the turnaround comeback potential here. And this is great news for the rest of the players on the Ukraine team. Of course, Cass and Demaga.
Yeah, this is great news for them. I'm sure they're cheering very hard right now.
They can only wait for the next match, of course. They can't be involved in this game at all anymore. It's all on Bly's shoulders, and he's taken a huge lead now in this game against Rainer.
Yeah, there is just not much he can do from there. Trying to blow up that hatchery of Bly just wouldn't happen ever against 2 spines and the queen's not out there with transfuse. So I think he can only sit back, drone up himself. He's kind of bored actually. He's doing a little bit of push spread, starting a spine crawler as well, and behind his Bly gets his own Baneling nest. What does that mean? Does he want to make sure he's safe? I guess so.
Make sure he's safe against anything. He can use it both ways, right? He can be aggressive with it too, but
I don't think he wants to be
driver's seat
aggressive.
now-
Like he really doesn't have to here.
No, he doesn't have to. He has the option though.
Oh, he morphs 4 back at home. Bly thinks that Rainer might be getting a little bit desperate. I guess his overlords also are not very well placed. He's got a single one across the map.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily spotting much. Like that would
he
be very
doesn't
easy
even
to
see if
dodge.
there's a second base, right? He doesn't know if this is what this is at the moment. Super safe coming out from Bly. It's 29 drones to 25. He's continuing to add on more and more, so he is further in his lead. And it is a good lead to have.
Oh, Rainer's going to sneak a few links in the main here.
Yeah, so have a look, goes inside.
Sees the Baneling nest.
Sees drones being made too, a lot of drones being made, so he knows he's in trouble. Rainer has to cut corners to get back in this.
One more link going to try to run into the main. Going to be able to. Seems like Rainer was just checking if Lair had started just yet. See if he had to be worried about some kind of muted play, but Carapace starting here once again by Rainer. He seems to love getting Carapace here no matter what. Anytime that he's using links and Banelings against links and Banelings.
Is he potentially planning a big attack if he continues to produce only Zerglings, wait
Yeah.
till Carapace is done, and then look to swarm over? Is that
That's
his
definitely
game
possible.
plan?
Yeah, because he's got, in this case, 1 gas that he's mining from, but he starts the 3rd hatchery instead. So maybe he's just getting this upgrade to make sure he can deal very well with the Zerglings and Banelings of his opponent and try to catch back up in terms of drones. Starts Lair earlier than Bly somehow. Bly really has been neglecting that. He's getting a Roach Warren.
But it is 12 more so drones difference, 14 drone difference between the two of
Oh,
them.
Bly is going to all in. No? Yeah, he starts 8 roaches. Okay, he had saved a lot of lava. So he's just going to make roaches, Zerglings and Banelings and try to do a lot of damage here himself.
This is going to be very, very difficult. Oh, especially difficult to hold if you lose a lot of your Zerglings like that. He loses 12, 14 or so. And
This
this
is actually-
here pops the roaches.
Yeah.
Are they going to be Ravagers or what? He
This
doesn't-
is really smart by Bly, I think, because he knew that there was no way at this point from Rainer to scout his main anymore.
Yeah.
Now that the spines were placed better and that there was Queen on the way. So
Oh, Zergling pops up.
I don't think he's going to be able to get the domain. But if
Doesn't
he
see
sees the
that
Roach
much.
Warren, at least that'd be great.
No, he sees a lot of roaches too. That's always worrying to see that. 3
Yeah.
spine crawlers start immediately as Rainer tries to hold on to this. Somehow, some way, he holds this attack. Sure, it could be 4-0, but this is looking nigh on impossible at this point. Here come the roaches with Queen support
Oh,
too.
yeah. Queens are going to be massive here. They've got quite a few transfuses as well to work with. These roaches are pretty slow here to get across the map. Bly trying to put it all on the line here in that very important game with his massive army of 54.
Ukraine is not out yet as Bly moves forward after losing the first game of the day against Rainer. He gets the rematch here after being revived in this tournament format as the last remaining player and the last remaining hopes of Ukraine on his shoulders. He goes for one final attack, and with Roach Ravagers, this is an easy push. There's no defense here for Rainer.
Bly doing what Bly does best and going all in.
Going all in, yeah, he goes for an attack, and this is going to work. There's absolutely nothing left for Rainer to use as defensive material. Just a bunch of Zerglings popping out, but that is not going to be enough here as Bly starts what could be an epic comeback. He has 3 more games to go after this, but this could be a reverse all-kill, and hopes now rely on the rest of the Italian team. As Star Eagle and Veni Vendi Vidi Vudi Vudi Ba has the chance to play. It is GG. Bly gets 1 game for the Ukraine. He gets 1 game for the Ukraine, and it is now 3-1 for the Ukraine, or for Italy, but the Ukraine start their comeback now.
Who was the third player from Italy again?
Veni Vidi Vani. I always get it wrong. I get them order mixed up, but there you go.
Veni.
Yeah, you say it then.
Yeah, I think Veni Vidi.
Veni Vidi Vince.
Vince, yeah, because his name is Vincenzo.
Okay, Veni Vidi Vince. That's all hopes now. And that now puts the captain, Star Eagle. Who does he choose? Does he choose himself or Veni Vidi Vince?
I mean,
I'm butchering it every time.
If he thinks that Veni has a better chance than him, maybe he should send himself to try and tire Bly a little bit, and then send Veni as last. Because if he thinks he doesn't have a huge chance himself, there is no point in saving himself for last. So maybe that comes into play.
Yeah, definitely. And in a couple of seconds here, we're going to have the countdown to decide who Star Eagle chooses. But Reina has been pushed down to perhaps be revived later on if we go to the ace match between these 2 countries. But right now, it is still Italy in the driving seat. And as we said before, they're in the driving seat, and all that has to happen is a single game from the next 2 players to close this up. Does Star Eagle or Veni Vidi Vince have it in them? I've got to make sure I do it right. Here's the countdown. Who
Here we go,
is Star
hype.
Eagle going to choose?
Star Eagle or Vinny? What do you say?
Star Eagle.
I think Star Eagle as well. It's definitely Vinny then.
Yeah, it's definitely Vinny, isn't
We're
it?
wrong every time. Here we go.
Yeah, it's definitely Vinny.
Vinny.
Of course, we're wrong every time. All right, so it's Veni Vidi Vince. He's going to come up here to play next against
another
Bly.
ZVZ.
Well, a lot of Zerg versus Zergs. More to come, I'm sure, throughout this next couple of days that we have here. Day 1 of the qualifications for NationWars 3. We're on the search for 4 countries to join the 12 that are already invited. The 12 already invited are the big nations in StarCraft 2. Everyone that you can think of, every favorite player you know, the country behind them is playing in NationWars 3, from Korea to France to Poland to Germany, you know it, you name it. But right now, there is 4 slots available. And currently, where we are on day 1, we have Ukraine versus Italy going up against each other in the semifinals of this qualification bracket. And then the other ones, we have the USA, the US of A, going up against Venezuela. And the winner of that will go up against each other in the finals to decide who goes to NationWars 3.
Absolutely. We're going to be heading to a commercial break, but then we'll be right back with the next match of this series. Remember, this is going to be a very important one, so don't go anywhere. See you in a minute. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching NationWars 3. I'm rejoined by Funka this time to do some casting with me here. 2 Frenchmen casting in English. What do you know? It's 2015 after all.
Yeah, what's going on? Is that the first time that it happened?
And probably the last.
Probably the last.
Definitely getting fired.
If we don't do a perfect job, like everybody's waiting for us to screw up and then kick us out of the cast. Just do a solo Apollo cast. Everybody would love that. It would be cheeky all over.
Yeah.
Not a thing he'll sing about the game.
Yeah, I don't think he would like it himself though.
No.
Definitely be a little bit. Well, he would miss us for sure.
Oh, he would. He likes us in the end.
Yeah. So we've got actually some update here with the prize pool.
Yep.
With all the donations here that have been made already. The prize pool has already grown from $15,000 to $15,600, I believe it is. So
yeah,
a decent amount here already. Building that up nicely here. Again, this is only the first match. We're going to have quite a few here building up to the finals.
Yes, like so many games actually. When you think about that, like for 4 days straight, we're gonna have 3 best-of-7 played every single night, and we already have $600 more in the prize pool. So thank you so much, guys. Like keep on donating if you feel like upgrading the amount of money that the players are gonna receive in the end. Thanks a lot, and thanks to TLO also, who's hosting the stream right now.
Base Dario, man.
Base.
Waiting to see if he can take revenge against Desro later in the tournament from last NationWars.
I wish he can. I'm really looking forward to it. Do you want to do the honors? Do you want an intro?
Sure.
All right.
Starting in the top left-hand side here. playing as the Red Zerg and for Team Italy. It is Veni, Vidi, Vince, voulez-vous? No, yeah.
Je suis venu, j'ai vu, j'ai vaincu. Yeah, it's actually something Caesar said. Huh? So it's actually...
Yeah, that's Veni, Vidi,
Vici,
Vici, right?
yeah, well, it's kind of close, right? I don't know. And in the bottom right, we gotta have the last hope for Team Ukraine from Acer is the Zerg, Blue Zerg player, sorry, Bly. Bly. Bly on fire.
Shout out to Coca, our observer, by the way. Now
Yes.
that you're not always observing yourself anymore, and that
Yes.
you've tried to upgrade yourself to the casting, your little protege that you've been teaching how to observe to.
It's
he's doing
really
his job.
hard.
Are you proud of him?
He's doing really well.
Do you see a mini you in his observing?
I don't think anybody can reach that level.
Whoa!
Just saying. Now Coca is doing really well, and thanks to where he's sitting, actually, he can actually hear the English stream. So the French guys are trying to cast downstairs, but he doesn't listen to it. He's just listening to us. So that's pretty cool. I think we don't have that much time to actually talk crap about that game because there's so much stuff going on.
Speed already started here from Bly. Veni. Oh, let's call him
Vini.
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 His name is Vincenzo. Let's call him Vince. All right, Vince, our Red Zerg, chose not to go for speed himself and rather to go for a lot of links and a Baneling nest himself. He's gonna have more gas here to work with. He's gonna go for only Zerglings and Banelings to try and end this. And yeah, he's just gonna send one single one in right now. It's looking much better for Bly. I mean, getting speed here.
He's trying to cheese the cheeser. That never goes well, right? Like, I mean, Bly has made a career out of those kind of builds. So right now, he's trying to build a lot of Zerglings. He didn't even build any Banelings in the end. Like, what's going on?
Bly
is
made a
so
career
good.
out of this kind of build. He's made thousands of dollars of Niduses, Roaches, and Banelings all in.
So the Banelings are actually morphed defensively by Vince. So
Mind games,
He's
man.
not achieving anything with this.
He's going all in defensively.
It's so sick.
Because
he knows.
Yeah, he's gonna try to crush this attack here of Bly and then counter attack. He's not getting speed himself and droning up actually. So I guess I'm just goofing around. Oh no! That was bad.
That was rather bad, and I don't know. I don't know where he stands now. Like he has 3 drones less than his opponent. Holy smokes!
And
That
his
was
drones
a
are not
good
even mining.
position.
These drones weren't even mining, man. They were just like hugging the hatchery, doing absolutely nothing. Well, okay, Bly, I
Come
don't
on.
know. I don't know if that Baneling is gonna be able to do much. You know?
Nah, that's too easy, man. Too easy. We don't know anything about Vince, but still, like, come on. You don't put a Baneling, like you just you know, squeeze out a Zergling and then try to do a Baneling detonation.
Even Apollo in Diamond League, like, wouldn't let that Baneling detonate. He's gonna get me later for that.
Actually, the Zergling is still there. And I like it.
He
I
takes
like
the
it.
gold base, yeah.
On Prion, you can take the gold base quite easily. So
Actually, you can take double gold base quite easily.
Yes. Double hatch first on the gold. Now the Zergling is dead, so Vince took care of that. And Bly is actually expanding to the normal base. So in the future, Vince will have a better income without having as many drones as Bly does. So I think that's a pretty good call. He needs to come back into this game. Like
Hashtag Bly is broke.
Bly is broke.
Oh, very soon it's going to be the case. He's got more drones right now to work with. 23 against 19. We see him move across the map with the Zerglings and Banelings. He's got Vinny, my man. He's morphing quite a few Banelings. Way too many, almost feels like. He needs better micro than what we saw earlier, by the way. That was
The way I
not
see
great.
it,
Okay, that's not the micro I'm talking about.
No, you're gonna need better than that, man. That Baneling, where he gonna go? Bly trying to get the brute connection. It's not going well right now. But still, so many Banelings from Bly.
Oh, a panic detonation here on the Baneling earlier. Good defense, though, behind this so far from Vinny.
I mean, the call to make that many Zerglings and Banelings actually paid out for Vince. He secured his second base, natural on the gold.
He's not too many drones behind, and right now he's transferring big time. But Bly behind this, he just got his favorite building, the Roach Warren. Let's see what he does with it.
We'll see. We'll try to hold him with just the better infrastructure that he has. Yeah, as a Roach Warren, that is really good.
Starts his own Roach Warren after Bly already started his own Roaches. And I mean, we've seen last game when Bly starts getting Roaches and gets Ravagers as well, what can happen with some of these attacks against only Zerglings and Banelings. So our Italian Zerg here in quite a bit of trouble. He's going to need to read into this, get a lot of defense here if he wants to have a chance to hold, but he's droning up here a little bit more right now.
Yeah, he's trying to saturate.
Oh
no,
my God.
That's not the kind of connection that you need when you're already behind. Like, he needs to take care of those slight micro mistakes that actually make it
Bailings across
really
the map.
bad.
He gets the middle line, 5 drones. Bly setting, I mean, at this point, he doesn't even need to attack anymore. He's morphing in one single Ravager here back at home. Gonna get 2 more in the middle of the map. Bly is still gonna go for it. He actually damaged already the economy of his opponent, so you can anticipate that Vinny is gonna be going for more drones.
All right, and even though if he doesn't go for it, he's actually breeding roaches and zerglings right now. But the thing is, like, his economy is in shambles. He needs to do something. He needs to defend that properly, and I don't think he can make it. 5 roaches in the production tab.
When I hear something funny, he's actually ahead in income because it's on the gold base. But right now, the army supply is pretty massive for Bly. It's 42 against 24 here for Vinny.
Vince is supply blocked. He's supply blocked with the snipe on the Overlord here. The Baneling tried to get the good connection. He needs to split the roaches.
Double the army supply, Funka, 41 to 20. Vinny needs to buy a little bit of time, and with the Queen down on the 3rd base as well, there's going to be injects that he can't even hit behind this.
Oh, he's going to try to get the eggs. He gets it. He gets it. No more overloads. No more prediction. Vince is in a hole of trouble. Oh my God, Bly, can he make it? The reversal kill. The pressure is amazing right there. And it's GG, boys. It's GG. It is GG.
Yeah.
The comeback is real.
Vinny
GG.
taps out and GG. That's actually terrible.
Wale.
Tasteless, we need you.
Yeah, we tried it. We tried it. Sorry, Tasteless.
A 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10.
That was, oh my God, this poor Vinny. All of his Zerglings just got blown up. Imagine waiting in such a high intensity match, waiting to play for such a long time. You have your team so close to finishing it.
Exactly.
With Raynor going up 3-0. And then you have to come into play. You've been waiting and watching instead of like properly warming up. You play against Bly, and everything's going badly.
Yeah.
Zerglings are getting blown up left and right, and you just lose. This is...
Nothing went well for Vinny in this game. He tried everything. He tried to be the first one to actually all in and attack his opponent, but it didn't go well at all. Like, it was rather bad, actually, to be honest. And then afterwards, that's what I mentioned in the beginning of the cast when we were talking about Bly. In general, his control with the new units of Legacy of the Void, for instance, the Ravager, is really good. Like, his decision making to go for the lavas and the eggs actually makes it that you can't build anything. You can't go back to producing drones or roaches. Nothing is going to work. That is a really, really good decision out of Bly, in my opinion.
Yeah, that was a good way to close out this game here. If you guys want to ask us maybe some questions, we've got the chat open at our own risks. Shout out to the few guys that were spamming hashtag running the club here a second ago. I saw that.
I think actually Roddy is in the chat.
Maybe that's
hashtag Roddy in the chat. that actually works too. Yeah, I've seen him. Yeah, remember we have 3-minute delay because it's played online. We don't want the players to be able to cheat. So there's going to be a slight delay between what we see on the chat and what we say on stream, obviously. And Star Eagle is going to be the 3rd player. Sorry for Italia, but
shocker.
I think everybody knew. You know,
he's GM actually right now.
Yes,
doing pretty well for himself.
I think he played. We watched it earlier with Sean. 50 games. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 32 wins and 20 losses, so that's not bad at all.
It's not bad. Not at all.
Not the best, but
that's way better than what I do, man. I'm in diamonds. I can't do anything. Yeah, Apollo is in diamond
hey,
too.
You're diamond and so is Apollo. Maybe it's time for the show match, by the way.
Oh.
Just saying.
You played a lot of Legacy of the Void because I've been seeing you playing that game. It's called Heroes of the Storm, I think. Yeah, play both. So Star Eagle is going to be the next player. No, you want to go with it?
Yeah, I want to say something because they always make fun of me for playing Heroes anyway. But Apollo today traveled to Paris with a TRL Sword T-shirt and a Heroes of the Storm duffel bag as his luggage.
Hashtag passion. While playing Football Manager on his laptop. Yep.
And watching the games. That was the first time I saw something like this.
That's the most passionate of all of us.
Hey, Star Eagle, he looked pretty happy earlier in his interview. You know, didn't go into this match. I mean, I feel anybody that plays in this tournament should definitely consider themselves, lucky and be happy. But I feel like if I was a player on Italy and I feel like I'm maybe not the best player on it and I have to go up against Ukraine, personally, I'm not like necessarily defeatist. Okay, maybe I am a little bit, but I don't know. I'd be looking like very calm and intense, but he was just like in good spirits.
Yeah, he was enjoying himself. I liked it. I think he did really well in the interview, just putting faith in Rainer, and he actually was right about that, because if you didn't follow what happened before, the reason Ukraine is in such a bad spot right now is because Rainer just killed everybody in the Ukrainian team. So now we revived Bly, and is doing what we kind of anticipated when we saw him lose, is that maybe he's about to do the reverse soul kill, which would be hype.
He definitely would be on fire then.
It would be on
Maybe
fire.
that hashtag would finally catch on, because it's the only way it will.
He tried a lot, but he's actually pretty much on fire right now. Can we see if he can do it to that player in the north side in the blue? Is Terran, and he plays for Italy. It is Star Eagle.
That's so French, guys. French dream style.
You want to do it?
No.
In the bottom side, for Ukraine, the last hope, it is Bly. Booyah!
The English stream just became so French. I love it.
It is pretty French. I agree.
Bly actually going for hatchery into Extractor here against Terran as his opener. Star Eagle, for a long time, ever since Wings of Liberty, he was known as one of those Terrans that loves to mass Marines. He was some kind of mini Marine king where he just masses Marines no matter what, goes for attacks all the time. He can lose a lot of Marines. As long as he can deal some sort of damage, there's going to be the next wave coming. And then as time went by, this kind of style just became worse and worse. And as of late, I mean, in Legacy of the Void, you mass Marine, what's going to happen? You're going to get crushed.
Yeah,
so we'll see. We'll see what he goes for.
I actually like it, but that Bly goes for Edgecast pool on this map, because I feel like it's one of the maps that you will most of the time face either Reaper into CC or CC first. You won't see that build that, for instance, Beyond has been doing a lot these days, which is a 3 racks Reaper opening that puts a lot of pressure on a opponent that will try to drone and maybe get Zergling speed really early on, but he doesn't get the queens as fast.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good call out of Bly. It's one of the maps that gets picked quite a lot, I would say, in Legacy of the Void. I've seen it quite a lot. So I'm liking the openings, but keep in mind, second refinery already up for Star Eagle. So he might go for the factory and starport play that we've seen earlier.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to start that factory here. The map, by the way, Chantier Naval Orbital.
Orbital. And the factory is here.
That's a very long name, actually.
Chantier Naval Orbital. You need to say it fast.
Ooh, nice mine here. Stopping these drones from mining here for a very short time. Star Eagle, what does he start behind this, you think, after the factory? Can you go into the third command center? Yeah, he's going to go for it. Against Bly.
That's rather
At
greedy.
your own risks, mate.
I don't know, Johan.
What do you make of the lair in the natural here for Bly?
Yes, he's trying to hide it, that's for sure. And actually, the Reapers are coming through. Can he get the scout? He doesn't. It doesn't seem like it.
Is this the special Bly package, Nidus Mass Speedling?
That's how I see it. I would argue it's gonna be a Nidus.
Nidus Mass Speedling. Hey, look, he's setting up an Overlord on the left-hand side of the main of Star Eagle as well. There's that Overlord hovering over.
I think Star Eagle is gonna regret the choice of going for a third CC. Because right now, you need units that can shoot down. Oh.
Yeah, on the left-hand side of the main of Star Eagle, that's really where I think he lacks vision.
Yeah, he needs to build a depot there. Yeah. He needs to build a depot on the top left. We'll see it in a few seconds. When Reaper falls, yeah, that's the area we were talking about. And now with the Roach Warren, I'm pretty sure we're gonna see a Nidus. We'll see. Does he have the gas right now?
Yeah, he just got it.
He's got it.
Nidus. Man, my calls.
You're so good. You're on point, man.
Legacy of the Void just came out, and here I am doing my thing. Not doing too bad.
You're definitely not behind on the meta. That's for sure.
Very few people will get the joke.
It's okay. I like it anyways.
But I bet quite a few of them are watching.
So Bly is gonna go for the Nidus all in, and you know what we do on the French stream when a Nidus comes in, right?
Yeah.
We yell. Canal de Nidus.
So now, what are we're going to yell it in English because this is the English stream.
Nidus Canal! Yeah, that sounds good. We're going to do it. Oh, Viking! One overall is getting tech out.
Yeah, if he finds the other one before the Nidus begins here, Bly, though, must be in alert mode here right now.
Yep.
He knows that there's a timer here on his builds. If Star Eagle wants to find this, he's gonna start it. Here we go.
Can he? Oh, he doesn't have the vision.
He doesn't. Oh.
It's gonna be so bad. It's gonna be so.
This is the one corner of his base that Star Eagle cannot see here right now. Here we go.
Oh, Nidus Canal! Oh my God! The queens go out and then the roaches come in. He doesn't have anything to defend
It's 32 army supply for Bly. Against just 15 for Star Eagle, who's going to be pulling the SCVs away. Your rebase, they're not going to help you, mate, here. You need more than that. You need fighting units. The Liberator just came out.
And it's not going to destroy the Nidus, that's the thing. He has nothing against the Nidus itself. He can't really take it out. Okay, first tank came out. It's at the bottom right of your screen right now. And he can hold the position with it.
If Star Eagle can hold this, he's going to be in a great position. Having 3 command centers, but holding it is really going to be tricky here. He needs to fly this away. There's even enough queens to do quite a bit of damage on that CC here once it takes off.
That is really smart. Another Nidus Canal went into the second base. It's going to come out in a few seconds. Okay, Bly is going in. Can he get the tank? He's going to take it down. Oh my God, this is so bad for the Terran player right now.
Oh, that Viking got taken out as well. Another tank comes out, but he's already surrounded by roaches and Ravagers. He's going to go down very quickly, but right now the SCVs are doing a lot of work, even though so many of them died. Star Eagle trying to hold on. The SCVs are blocking themselves here at the top around the depot, and the Queen.
Todd, the reversal kill, it's real, it's gonna happen. I think he destroyed the Nidus on the second base, but there's still some roaches and Ravagers. Okay, the Nidus is done, but 17 supply against 70. Oh my God, Bly is gonna do it.
Hashtag Bly on fire. He's trying to make it a thing here, and he's gonna be the 3rd player here in a row and force the revive here from Team Italy.
Yeah, it has to be Raynor, right?
Yeah.
It has to be Raynor. So we're gonna have a best of 3 within the best of 7, which is so cool.
He's only got
so
queens
cool
here.
to see.
What is going on? Blay, you need to. Okay, he sends his roaches.
Okay.
He was waiting for a little bit here, towing with his foot. GG gets called. And Bly equalizes the score here. It's all gonna be down to that very last map here. It is best of 7, 3-3.
This is so hype. This is so hype. First best of 7 that we actually get to cast from NationWars 3. And it's already a 3-3 situation with a possibility for a reversal kill.
Everybody's prediction was wrong.
Yeah.
Raynor just upset the world, but now it's Bly who's running the show. He predicted a 4-0, so maybe that's the 4-0 he predicted, just a little bit late and without anticipating the first few maps that were going to be lost. But again, it's all going to come down here to that very last map. And how crazy is it going to be? It's going to be a ZVZ most likely. We're going to find out here in a second.
But yeah, we don't know for
if
sure.
If Raynor gets selected, maybe they're like, maybe Star Eagle as the captain is like, you got lucky. I'm going out again. Send me out. Put me in coach. Wait, I'm the captain.
No, it has to be Raynor. I would be so shocked if he wasn't Raynor.
Like, you know what would happen if I was the captain, right?
What would happen?
I'd be angry and I'd be going out again. And France would lose.
That's why actually you withdraw from the French team, NationWars 2?
Because I thought Lilbo was much better than me. Oh, here we go.
That's a really good call. Hype. Can it be anybody other than Raynor?
It has to be Raynor here.
I don't think. Come on.
Here we go.
Come on. 2 seconds.
1. Raynor is coming out. Okay, so 1-1 between these two is basically a best of 3 between Raynor and Bly here. That's what it boils down to, with that very last map being the most important one. Oh, it's going to be crazy, man.
I love it. I love it. It's exactly. I think when we thought about the format in general with the revive, we actually had that in mind.
Yeah.
Like, you get taken out by somebody, and then you get a chance to
players
redeem yourself,
3,
and then you play a best of 3 within the best of 7. It's really cool. I like it because it gives you a lot in terms of storytelling, in my opinion. Because it comes down to that. Like, nobody else than Bly and Raynor actually scored a point for their team right now. It's a duel between Bly and Raynor, and we're gonna get the 3rd game in a few minutes. It's really exciting, in my opinion.
How are you feeling here for this one? Has Bly again enough momentum here to beat Raynor again?
Yeah, I would say Bly. I think I will say Bly. Yeah, I think he is in a better shape in general. I've seen so many games out of Bly, and I feel he's playing really well.
He got crushed in game 1.
It did get crushed, but he wasn't. That's a really good tweet. That picture is so good.
Red sending us a cool tweet here. That must have been from DreamHack, I think.
Yes, that's
DreamHack. To guess. And a nice picture of Raynor here that was playing there. with
It's a new dank meme.
his screen name in a notepad. In a notepad. That's how DreamHack does
What's
it.
up,
to tell
Ukraine?
You
You know,
who you're playing.
something like that.
Well, not yet.
Yeah, it's not done, and
I could totally see somebody, by the way, Photoshop that picture with, instead of saying Rainer in the notepad file on Windows desktop, saying Bly on fire. And then
and it would be nice. I would like
he
it.
needs to win first, though.
And yeah, just take into account there is one player that has a lot of experience, and Bly is that player. What's going to happen in the head of Rainer right now? He's got the fate of his team between his hands. It's going to be really, really hard to call, but for now, we're going to go into a quick commercial break, and then we come back with the ace game between Rainer and Bly. Who's going to win,
Hype,
Italy
hype.
or Ukraine?
Hype, 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 hype. Welcome back, everybody. You're watching NationWars 3. I'm Todd, and with me is Fonka, and we're going to be casting that last map here between Italy and Ukraine, 3-3.
It's hype. What can I say? What can I say? First game, we're going to the ace match. We're going into the seventh game, and that tweet is hilarious. Todd, will you do the honors of translating for
This guy just tweeted this photo, and he wrote, "I busted my balls for 10 minutes to try and add his face into this photo, and then I realized he was Zerg." Still, it's a pretty good one.
It is really good. I like it. But, you know, to be fair, the kid is called Rainer. What's going on with you?
With an E.
Yes, but still, it's still a reference, right? It
Yeah,
has to
sure,
be.
sure.
Has to be. It's like a. What about Space Marine? Space Marine is actually Protoss. I played him a couple of days ago,
yeah.
and
Did
actually
you ask him?
went for a TVT build just by looking at his nickname. And I was like,
That's the nicknameception.
really
It worked.
Yeah, that is really bad. And I was like, oh my god, I'm proxying a factory to get tanks out of the map. I'm like, in TVP, that's not gonna work. But yeah, let's get hyped, people.
Here we go.
That's the last game of our first match today. Italy versus Ukraine in the bottom right. For Italy, he's 13 years old, he's blue, and he's Zerg. It is Raynor.
Raynor. And he wants more. He's far from done.
Far from done.
His opponent, standing in the top left-hand side, playing as the red Zerg. He lives and dreams to be on fire, but he's gonna have to pull out a performance here up against Raynor. It is, of course, Bly!
Bly! Hashtag Bly on fire! Hashtag!
You're scaring me, mates.
Roddy in the club!
The thing that has like nothing to do with anything. Keep on hashtagging Roddy in the club, guys, and make sure to hashtag NW3
yes,
as well.
We want to make it trending. Both Roddy in the club and NationWars 3 on Twitter, NW3. Bly, once again, going for a very, very aggressive build.
Bly being Bly on a map where the natural is very far away from the main, and there is a quite wide ramp. As wide as Apollo's bicep.
Oh. He's actually pretty buffed. Apollo looking slick these days.
He is, but he looks pretty small next to me anyway.
Yes, everybody looks small next to you, man.
Deal with it.
4 Zerglings, 6 Zerglings. Oh, did he cancel one? Why did he do that? That is weird.
Mistake. He's nervous.
Yeah, I think
his
both
keyboard's
players.
on fire.
It's like, I can't hit the keys, everything is burning. 6 Zerglings and Zergling speed when Raynor is actually going for a hatchery first, and he's not taking any gas right now.
That's a huge commitment here for Bly. He's still going to start a second hatchery, so he's not going completely all in here with this, but I expect more links here to be made, because you don't usually open with speed like this to just make 6 Zerglings.
Well, when you think about it, that's kind of the build that he did game 1, right? I think that's what he does. That's what he did. Like he went for an early pool that actually made him build 6 Zerglings, and then he transitioned into a hatchery really, really fast. But the thing is, he got completely crushed by Raynor back then. And once again here, in this game, he's going to have a huge deficit in terms of production capacity.
If he can do any damage, that is. But right now, the goal is going to be to try and get a few drones. Speed just finished. He's going to go straight for these drones. Yeah, the natural Raynor was kind of blocking himself here for a second. He's going to lose 3 drones pretty much immediately. Let's see where Bly goes here from there.
That's really good for Bly, in my opinion. Still, the Zergling speed is shredding all the Zerglings from Raynor, and now the drones have to be pulled off.
There is a lot of links here coming in behind this from Bly. He's got 17 Zerglings on the map. Like it's just a 5. He can just go for that natural base. It is going to be so hard for Raynor to actually save it, even though he's getting some links of his own here. Inject never hits on the natural here for Raynor.
Yeah, he doesn't really have that many lavas to work with, and he's losing the fight on the Zergling war. That's really, really bad for Raynor. Raynor, that actually made his team winning 3-0, is actually on the verge of, you know, making it so they're getting eliminated. It's really hard for Raynor, for the 13-year-old.
Yeah, Bly though, he committed a lot here to the fight in the main, so behind this, he might not have the firepower here to take out that natural base. He's still getting links behind this. Bly is still making links.
Does he have a queen on the second base? Bly, that is? Bly, does he have a
He does, but he didn't go for the inject.
Okay.
So no.
He
doesn't have a queen there.
It's not useful right now. The hatchery is gonna fall. It's awful for Raynor.
Yeah.
Surely Bly can transition out of this.
Oh,
he can
what is
still
he doing
apply
with the
pressure.
links? He tried to run past. He's got some banelings here now to work with. Bly needs to be careful.
Yeah, it's really gonna come down to the micro right there. Like
Baneling is gonna come in here. Raynor, I'm sure he would love to be able to re-expand here behind this. I don't see him going all in, but he might be getting really desperate here at this point. I think if he wanted to go all in, he would have already sent some. Oh, the Baneling!
Oh, that was so close.
Yeah. I think if Raynor wanted to go all in, he would have had to send a few Zerglings across the map, start morphing them already. But I think by now he knows that you can't really cheese Bly out of this kind of game. He's always going to have enough Zerglings and Banelings himself to defend, so he has to re-expand.
He has to.
He's not doing it yet.
And I think he put some more drones on the gas, so maybe he wants to do some more Banelings. That 2 drones out of 3. He's got such a poor economy, only 13 drones on the minerals, so he's not even saturated on one base. Now getting his second hatchery.
Bly is starting to work here on these rocks for the backdoor to try and get in there.
Yeah,
and Raynor has no idea. There's no overlord nearby. If he doesn't see this coming and these rocks are taken out, this could be a lot of damage here dealt to his main base.
Raynor is in a lot of trouble in general. He has less drones, less production capacity. I don't know that he can turn this around. Like so many Banelings in defense from Bly.
Yeah, it's gonna take his absolute best game here. Those Banelings back at home, almost getting a lot of links, but Bly circumventing here and going all the way around. He's gonna try to be getting a cancel on that natural.
Great,
and might be able to get it. The counter attack from Raynor. Oh, he might just run into a lot of Banelings here. He can't do it.
Like 2
he has to go home.
6 banelings, a spine crawler, but he's gonna lose the hatchery for the second time. He cancels it. Raynor,
Desperate
so
times.
close.
Desperate times, man. Raynor needs to do something here.
Desperate measures?
Yeah,
What can he
Nidus
do?
on one base maybe. I don't know, like, what he will take here at this point. There's just nothing, like, that seems good that he can go for. He's sending a drone across the map. He's gonna go for the gold base. Wow.
Yeah, that's one of the calls that he can make, in my opinion. But
Bly's production is just gonna blow up completely here, and I mean, Bly from this position, he just knows that he's so far ahead that I can totally see him do the same thing he did previously when he played against the Zergs, and just go for a Roach Warren, getting a bunch of Roach and Ravagers, and moving his way to victory. Oh, that was pretty big here. A detonation.
Can that? Maybe he can
Will it
defend
matter,
his
though?
gold now. Well, the thing is, like,
He's taking both bases here, by the way, Raynor. He's taking his natural and the gold base.
I like it.
To try and trick Bly into not realizing what's happening. But if Bly was to take that watchtower here at the bottom, he would, I think, see the gold base pretty much immediately. And I think it's about to happen here, maybe.
If he can sniff it and know that the gold is coming up, maybe he can destroy it right now. And that's the reason why those baneling hits were so massive for Raynor, because Bly has no presence on the map right now.
Really nice snipe here.
Raynor, can he make the comeback?
It's going to be tough. He's transferring quite a few drones to the gold base, and they're going to be spotted here by the Overlord of Bly.
Okay.
I don't think Bly was looking though. No, he wasn't looking.
Yeah, he's got a Ling Baneling micro.
Does he
war
know?
to do.
I think if Bly knew, he'd make a lot of units and go for the attack. I think regardless, he's going to make a lot of units and go for the attack. But is he going to have enough here this time? Where Raynor, he already saw Bly do this in the previous games. He's getting his own Roach Warren now. It's starting as Bly's about to finish. The Overlord.
Can he keep up with the production? Like, keep in mind, 21 drones. Only 21 drones for Raynor. Okay, he's got a goal. Like, if we take a look at the income, I think... Yeah, for now, Bly is still mining way more than Raynor. And he needs to build a little bit more drones if he can make a difference out of it. Still, he has 3 hatcheries. He can pump up a lot of units.
Yeah,
the question
Raynor
is, does he have the resources to do it?
He's already got a bunch of lava here, and his Roach Warren's about to finish. So since Bly's not going to have speed Roach to head across the map with, since Raynor's on 3 hatcheries, if he can get a few Roaches and hold the first wave, he's actually maybe going to be in a winning position. That would be crazy here if somehow he was to come back and win this game. Raynor putting his best effort here to try and recover from an almost unrecoverable position. He's attacking the back door here. Maybe that's going to buy him a little bit of time as well.
Yeah.
Even though Bly is not reacting here to it just yet.
He needs to do something to actually... Yes, Bly is going back!
Oh my god, I don't think Bly even spotted the gold.
Bly doesn't know.
I'm not sure if he knows about the gold or not.
Did he see the drones? Yes, that's the question.
On the minimap, maybe he saw them.
Well, maybe he thinks it's Zerglings, I don't know. He was still microing really intensely in the middle of the map.
But he's gonna see units come from one direction. That's not... Ooh.
It's still really close. 52 army supply against 35.
The Ravager is gonna come into play here greatly though. Raynor is only morphing 1, Bly is morphing 6, and they're about to finish here.
Okay, Bly knows that the gold is here. He's gonna try to crush it right now. The Banelings do some great connection right there. But is it gonna be enough? There's so many Roaches and Ravagers for Bly.
Yeah, Raynor needs to get a lot of links here to try and tank for these Roaches and this one Ravager to do the damage, but Bly might just have enough here. He's got way more Roaches and Ravagers. He's gonna get straight next to that gold base, take it out pretty much instantly. And behind this, he's got a 3rd base on the way. Raynor trying to squeeze out as many units as he can here.
It's not looking good for Raynor right there. He's gonna try with the... How is it called in English, actually? Bile? The weapon from the Ravagers? Bile, I would say. Doesn't matter. Bly goes right onto the ramp of the natural of Raynor, and it's going to go well. I don't know. The Zerglings are really close to the Ravagers, but I think Bly has too much. Roach is coming from the back. Roach is coming from the back.
Yeah, the spine is helping, but Bly, these Ravagers and Roaches, they tank so much damage and dealt so much as well. He's got way more army supply. Bly, he's gonna be able to do it here for Ukraine. The reverse all kill against Italy after being down 0-3. We talked about it. I say that it's not impossible, but definitely wasn't necessarily that likely. And Bly on fire may finally become a thing. GG gets called.
He did it! He did the reverse all kill. He said it after he lost. He actually tweeted really fast after that. Let's go for reverse all kill. He knew that was going to happen.
It's good to... I'm sure his teammates felt great about it.
Yes. I can't really say that Dimaga or Cass did any difference in that clan war, but it's still a team tournament, and having those teammates being next to you and actually hyping you up and trying to help you concentrate and get focused onto the next game actually made a difference, I would say.
And Rainer, he can't beat himself up too much here. He won 3 points against a really great team in Ukraine. Yeah. He brought his team this close to advancing on here to the next match, but in the end, sadly, wasn't enough. That was cool here to see him. Again, NationWars is one of those tournaments that gives a great chance for these players to shine. Rainer, as far as I know, he hasn't attended that many tournaments. I've seen him at quite a few DreamHacks, but like when you enter a tournament with like 20 Koreans, usually it's pretty hard to shine. Exactly. You reach these rounds that are all being broadcasted, but it's a lot of Koreans playing. So in this case, definitely got to showcase his skills here quite a bit, and he impressed me a lot.
Yeah, I think everybody is impressed by what Rainer did tonight. Sadly, it wasn't enough. You could say he did that for nothing. I don't think it is. Like in general, people will remember his performance. Okay, he wasn't able to all kill Ukraine, but he got really close. Last game was still really hype, even though he was in a pretty much 100% loss situation. He actually made it look close, and shout out to him and shout out to Bly, obviously, to just go back to his original prediction when he said 4-0. It wasn't really 4-0, it was 4-3, but in the end, he's the one that actually all-killed Italia. So really, really, really good. Italy, good job. Good job by both of them.
Yeah, and they advance on to the next round here. There's Ukraine, and will face either the US of A or Venezuela in the winner's match, which will be a qualifying match for the main tournament. They will be into the top 16 here if they were to win. Of course, USA versus Venezuela is going to be our next match here with Nathanias himself being the captain for Team USA. A lot of people have called him Captain America, but that's already pulled. So I think he's more like a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I like it. I don't know if he likes it. I don't know if he's listening to the cast. Probably. But yeah, it's going to be a hype match nonetheless. I mean, we don't really know that much about the players from the Venezuelan team, but USA, I mean, Nathanias, Puck, and States are going to be playing, so 2 Protosses and 1 Terran player.
They're a very strong team on paper if you count out Nathanias, like Puck and State. I think they are very, very good players, but I mean, anything can happen, it seems like, in this tournament. And against Venezuela, to be honest, I'm not too afraid for them, but later on when they have to play against Ukraine, maybe it'll be tougher. But Venezuela, we don't know anything about them. Maybe they surprise. Maybe they have a bunch of Niduses, Bly builds, and,
I wish they can surprise us. I mean, nobody wants to see a 4-0. I mean, like we want to see some tough matches between the two of them. Yeah, maybe 7 maps. I don't know. We can be there all night. From what I can tell, I think we have got some people on the couch on the other set that are ready to talk about those games and maybe interview the captains. So take it away.
Hello guys, what an incredible game. What did you think of it, Apollo?
It was really, really fun, actually. I thought it was going to be over multiple times. Before it began, I thought Bly was going to win. Then I thought Rainer was going to win, but then it went to Game 7. It was great. It was a great first match.
Yeah, it was crazy. By the way, for the English stream who don't know me, I'm a French caster.
The best French caster.
Oh, thanks, man.
The best.
Nah, it's not me. So we are waiting. My English is very bad, sorry about that. We are waiting for the Ukrainian players, especially Bly, on Skype. Do we have them now? Well, apparently not now. They are coming. But it was an incredible game. And Rainer, I had never heard of him, and he was so impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been. They said a little bit. He's been to quite a few tournaments, but not as many. Nowhere near as many as anyone else. But he really performed today. But unfortunately, couldn't win.
Yeah, well, I had predicted Ukraine win 4-1, but at the beginning, I was seeing Rainer kill every Ukrainian, and I was really worried about my predictions. Because in France, I'm well known for failing every single one of my predictions.
Oh, so you like the games. French Artosis, pretty much.
Oh, it's Artosis in English.
The French Artosis.
Yeah.
Artosis gets everything wrong in English, and you get it all wrong in French.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you're the French Artosis.
Yeah, well, maybe, yeah. Okay, next encounter will be Venezuela against USA. They should be coming any minute. I've never heard of a single Venezuelan player, so I don't know what to expect.
Well, the thing is, they play in the North American server, and so I'm expecting a couple of them to be high up on, within Grandmaster at least. And we all know that server is a very cheesy server, lots of aggressive plays.
Yeah.
So they could be an explosive country inside. Lots of all-ins, perhaps.
Yeah, probably. I can't wait to ask Bly what he thought about this encounter against Italy. If he was, he predicted like a 4-0 win. That's what Bly predicted, and it was so far from 4-0 win. So I can't wait to hear from him. I mean, do you know him personally? Is he like a show-off person?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Okay. Bly, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
We were talking about you.
Yeah.
So how are you feeling, man?
I feel okay. Like, nothing special.
Okay.
I was expecting to win 4-0 from the start, but...
Well, it was 4-0 the second time.
Yeah, the second... I mean, ZVZ is so freaking random right now. And even though, like, I lost the first one, I was kind of confident in my play style and confident in my shape right now, because I'm practicing, like, really a lot. So I just did my best and did almost everything I was expecting from myself to do. Like, I was very sad about the first game. Like, it was just bad.
Well, Bly, you said in the interview, 4-0, easy, and everyone was like, all right, let's go. And then it ended like that.
I just did what I said. I mean, if you don't count the first game.
That's true.
What do you think about your teammates? I mean, you were confident in winning against Italy, but do you think your teammates have the required level to go far in NationWars? What did you think of them?
I would say, I would like to say the different thing about them. They are very talented players who is such an old school that, like, they are playing this game for so long that it requires talent plus practice, which they both can do, like, every day, and it's their job. So you said about going far. I think we can even, like, go to the LAN finals if we just all put our effort into it.
Okay, and I hear there is Dimaga with you.
Yeah.
Are you here,
guys.
Dimaga? Hey, man.
Dimaga!
How you doing, guys?
I'm good, man. How are
Fine.
you?
I'm good as well. I'm really proud of Bly that he can come back like 4-0 at the end. It was amazing.
It was, man. It was really good. I want to ask you about your game, Dimaga.
Okay.
Let's talk Mutalis for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. I just said I saw Link 1-1, so I think he was transitioning into Ultra Leaks. So I did 200 limit with lurkers, and I just go before like ultras or like few ultralisks, and then I saw a shit ton of Muta, and I understand something went wrong.
What did you think when you first saw them? What was going through your brain when you took? Because I don't even think you saw them because you took a fight, but you weren't watching your Mutalisks, and then you went back and then saw them. What were you thinking?
No, I saw Muta when it just came out, but it was a lot of Muta. So I just went back with my Muta, go counter-attack with lurkers, but it was over anyway.
Okay.
So I just give up, probably.
Well, guys, thanks for the games. It was really, really, really nice match. First match of this day of NationWars. We will see you in the next match against the winner between USA and Venezuela. Thank you very much. And as for us, we are going to head back to Caster's desk. We're going to tell you a little more about the next encounter. Casters, take it away.
Hello again.
I've been getting amazed by the... I mean, your English I always knew was good because we got a lot of events and you do a lot of events, but Thud and Ponf,
yes,
they're pretty darn good.
They're doing really well.
They will pretend otherwise.
I mean, you know, next to Apollo, you always look like you can't really speak English. You know, that's the thing with it. But and you
There he
just
was on
saw
his phone.
Tud's ass. It's interesting to see.
What's next? I know Skoka and Imre are going to be talking English and giving up the French dream.
I would like to hear that.
Especially Anos.
We're gonna have them on the couch at some point. I'm pretty sure about that. You guys have understand that USA versus Venezuela is gonna be our next match. Sorry. And the winner of it is going to fight against Ukraine for a spot into the NationWars round of 16. So the main event that actually starts after all those qualifiers. So I'm really, really hyped up about those games. I mean, USA, we said it with Wonder Woman, who's gonna challenge Venezuela. We don't really know that much about those players. I'm just looking forward for great Starcraft 2 games.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we joke around, but Nathaniel, he's Grandmaster on the North American server, and then there is State and Puck on that USA team, which are both really great players. But then on Venezuela, you have 3 players that I've never heard of: Bayrada, Demonizer, and Thunder. So how well could these guys fare against America's finest? I guess we'll find out after the break.
Yes. USA versus Venezuela. That's what's up. Let's do a commercial break. See you around.